Today is February 17th. I'm calling to order the City of Carson Housing Authority, successor agency, Public Financing Authority, and the City Council. In accordance with the Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990, if you require a disability-related modification or accommodation to attend or participate in this meeting, including auxiliary aids or services, please call the City Clerk's office at 310-952-1720, at least 48 hours prior to the meeting. Public information. The public may address the members of the City Council on any matters within the jurisdiction of the City Council on any items on the agenda of the City Council during the designated public comment periods. There will be 2 oral communication sessions, one for agendized items, comments about items on the agenda, and the other for non-agendized items, comments about items not on the agenda. The oral communication portion of the agenda is limited to a duration of 1 hour unless otherwise approved by the City Council. Comment time is normally 3 minutes, depending on the number of speakers. Public viewing, live stream on the city's website. The meeting will be streamed live over the internet via www.carsonca.gov, YouTube at www.youtube.com/@Carson, City of Carson, California. Cable TV, Spectrum Channel 35 and AT&T Channel 99. If you're not able to attend the meeting in person, public comments can be submitted before the meeting via email, the city clerk at cityclerk@carsonca.gov. The cutoff time to submit any email communication is 3 p.m. on the day of the meeting. Written communications. Written comments can be dropped off at the city clerk's office at City Hall. The cutoff time to submit any written communication is 3 p.m. on the day of the meeting. Written communications dropped off at the city clerk's office, mine dropped off on my agenda, will not be read, but will be circulated to council. Madam City Clerk, meeting is called to order. Madam City Clerk, roll call.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Councilmember Rojas?
Present.
Councilmember Gier?
Present.
Councilmember Hilton? Present. Mayor Pro Tem Hicks?
Present.
And Mayor Davis Holmes.
Present.
Thank you.
We'll have a flag salute by our bishop. Tonight, we're honored to have Pastor Walter Tucker from Truth and Love Christian Church for the invocation. Pastor.
Thank you so much, Madam Mayor. It is my honor to be here with this august assembly. Let us pray. Dear Father in heaven, we're thankful for this opportunity to come and pray at this gathering. We're thankful for life and for breath, for strength, for health. The Word of God tells us to pray, tells us that we should give all supplications, prayers, intercessions, and giving of thanks for all men, but especially those who are in authority. So we lift up the mayor, the members of the city council, and all the leaders of all the departments here in this city, and we pray for your grace and your favor to be on them. This is a great city, and we decree and declare that the best is yet to come. We pray not only for the city officials and city employees, but we pray, of course, for the wonderful citizens of the city of Carson. We pray that you would watch over us, for if the Lord doesn't watch the city, those that watch in vain. So we pray, Lord, that these troubled times and these last days, you'll watch over us. You'll keep us from hurt, harm, danger, fires and floods, earthquakes and famine, and you will make sure that we can live quiet and peaceable lives, which is that which is desired in the sight of the Lord. Bless each and every person here with health and continued financial support during these tough economic times. And Father, we pray also for the administration, for the president, vice president, Congress, state legislatures, and state officials everywhere. And if they're not doing what they're supposed to do, Lord, then you will judge it and you will take care of it. And we give you praise, honor, and glory for this wonderful council and this wonderful city. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor. And thank you for the invitation for Valentine's Day. It was very nice. Thank you. Thank you. Closed sessions, item 2 through 5. Madam City Clerk, are there any comments on closed session items?
No, Madam Mayor.
Madam City Attorney, report.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The council will meet in closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D1 to confer with legal counsel regarding Ville Yolanda versus City of Carson. The council will meet pursuant to the same code section but subsection D3 and E1 because there's a significant exposure to litigation 3 cases. The council will meet pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D4 because the city is considering whether to initiate litigation in 1 potential case. And the council will lastly meet pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.8 to enable the city to consider negotiations with the County of Los Angeles, with whom the city is negotiating regarding real property known as 340 East 192nd Street, Carson, California. That concludes my report.
Thank you. We should be back about 6:15 at the latest, Madam City Attorney. Okay, we're going to recess to closed session. Put your shades on, girl. Rules of decorum. No person attending a public meeting shall engage in disorderly or boisterous conduct, including but not limited to applause, whistling, stamping of feet, booing, or making any loud, threatening, profane, abusive, personal, or slanderous utterance that disturbs, disrupts, or otherwise impedes the orderly conduct of the meeting. All remarks by members of the public shall be addressed to the mayor or the chair and not to any other member of the public or any other single council, board, or commission member, unless in response to a question from the member. Signs, placards, banners, or other similar items shall not be permitted in the audience during a public meeting if the presence of such item disturbs, disrupts, or otherwise impedes the orderly conduct of the meeting. All persons attending a public meeting shall remain seated in the seats provided unless addressing the body at the podium or entering or leaving the meeting. All persons attending a public meeting shall obey any lawful order of the proceeding officer to enforce the rules of decorum. Treat everyone courteously, listen to others respectfully, exercise self-control, give open-minded considerations to all viewpoints, focus on the issues and avoid personalizing debate, embrace respectful disagreement and dissent as democratic rights that are inherent components of an inclusive public process and roles for forging sound decisions.
Reconvening our council meeting from closed session. City Attorney, please report out.
Thank you, Councilman. The council met in closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D1 to confer in the matter of Yolanda versus City of Carson, WCAB ADJ 1728899. No reportable action was taken. The council met in closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9 D2 or D3 and E1 because there's a significant exposure to litigation in 3 cases. No reportable action was taken. The council met in closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9 D4 because the city is considering whether to initiate litigation in one potential case. Under this item, Councilman Deere was excused, given that the request involved him, and one of his colleagues wanted to discuss with their colleagues to get direction on an issue that would have been a conflict for Councilman Deere. So he did not participate in this item, and the council authorized the city to commence litigation in one potential case. The council met pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.8 to enable the city to consider negotiations with the County of Los Angeles for real property known as 340 East 192nd Street, Carson, California 90746, and no reportable action was taken. I want to remind the council members that closed sessions are privileged. There should never ever be a recording via cell phone, any form of media. Not only is it illegal to record people without their consent, it is a violation of the Brown Act specifically to record any meetings in closed session because it has attorney-client privilege and it has the closed session privilege. At least 3 of the council members brought to our attention that there was an illegal recording. So I asked the council person that engaged in that to please delete that video. One council member even waved to the video, so we know it exists. So please be mindful of that, council members. I want to do this publicly, admonish everybody. All 5 of us should know it is a serious crime to record people without their consent. It is even a more serious crime to record people without their consent in closed session, where closed session privilege can be violated. I thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Introductions, Mayor, Captain Norman, are you here? Captain.
Good evening, good evening.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thanks for asking. Just want to share some activities that we've been actually doing here at Carson Sheriff's. Some of the things that we have on the 11th of February, we actually hosted an event at the station where the Leadership Carson group is a community group that has business owners and associates within a community and members of the Carson Chamber of Commerce who were given a tour of the station, provided information of events and services that Carson Station hosts throughout the year, beginning with February 23rd through April 27th of this year. The Sheriff Station will host a civilian academy, and this gives the community an opportunity to participate in a 10-week course, meeting once a week to learn and gain knowledge and receive education and responsibility and procedures involving Carson Sheriff Station. Wanted to bring to your attention that I do believe our street racing has been effective and is starting to work. Our operations, we are currently at about a 70% decline as far as calls for service for street racing. As far as street takeovers are concerned, we still encourage Carson residents to give us a call if they have any type of street takeovers occurring in their area. Our Part 1 crimes are continuing to trend down at 12.3%. And if anyone has any questions for me.
Any questions for our captain? I don't see any queue up. MPT is not working.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have a
okay.
question as well.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you, Captain, for that report.
Yes, sir.
There's 2 things that's happening. One is on the corner of Central and Delamo. Apparently, street takeovers are trying to start back again in that intersection, probably through the Public Works Director, through the City Manager, to look at how can we put in the deterrence at that intersection as well, because it's becoming more prevalent at the corner of Central and Delamo of doing the street takeovers and the turnouts in that area. The second one is actually on Tillman and Burgess, I think it's called. Burgrove. That's in the actual industrial area,
Yes.
right in that section. I tried to catch me being crazy. This guy was in a black truck. He started doing donuts in the middle of the street. By the time I got to where he was, he took off and went down Tillman. But he lives in the area. I'll probably find out who he is by next week sometime. But
Call
there
us.
I'll call you. I'll call you when I'm on my way. But the problem is that there are certain areas at certain times of the night that they're out.
Yes.
So I'm gonna start calling even more often because I'm at hours of night, like 3 o'clock in the morning. You can catch them a lot of them out at 3 o'clock in the morning, even around 4:30 a.m. as well.
Right.
So I just wanted to make sure that you're aware of those two hot spots, being Central and Delamo, and the other one at Tillman and Burgrove. Those are two locations.
Absolutely. I'll speak with Dr. Rogers, who's been very instrumental in getting those bumps in the
What
road
happened?
that'll prevent that.
Brent. Then the last thing is on University Drive in Wilmington, right by Anderson Park. Again, the 16-wheeler, the big trucks are still going down University Drive and just don't care about the sign saying no trucks along University Drive. So a hot spot for our motor to go out and check it out. By the way, I want to say thank you for our motors because I do see them out and about. I know there's little hiding spots through the city, but I love to see them.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hot spots. Councilman Deere.
Thank you. Thank you, Captain. Another excellent report, and we really appreciate you putting this extra effort forward and keeping the council members abreast of all these things that are going on in the city. We really need to know about it. And like Councilman Hicks, I also get reports about, the street racing. And Councilman, you're dating yourself. I also, as a kid, we called it donuts.
Yeah.
Because they make donuts in the circle. And they must have a lot of money because their tire ends up on the road. But
A lot of times it's not necessarily City of Carson residents.
No.
all right, it's just people taking advantage of a location they think we're not watching. But as the councilman expressed, he's watching, and I think all of us are. So
Thank you for that.
yeah, you're welcome. And I'm very proud to say that I brought forward the ordinance for the sheriffs to utilize against street racing in Carson. And I'm really happy to see that you're making great use of it and enforcing it and making our city safer for all of our residents.
Yes, sir.
And you're right, it's mostly non-Carson residents that are coming to do that. The other thing I wanted to mention was the Citizens Academy that you brought up in your presentation. I just want to the public, encourage people to take this academy. I was in the second class back in the mid-1990s when they first started the academy program. But it's very interesting, it's very educational, and it really educates the person so they can have a broader, I'm an English teacher, more broader, right? A broader perspective of what the responsibilities, the challenges of being a law enforcement officer is. And it's really, really a great program. I'm glad you're continuing it as the captain here. And to conclude, I want to encourage the public to sign up for this academy. It's free, you'll learn a lot, and at the end, you'll be really happy you took the class. Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. Any other comments from my colleagues? Well, as usual, Captain, thank you so much.
All right, you're very welcome. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Next, we have presentations. Number 7, presentation of distinguished fiscal year 2025-26 budget award from Governance Finance Officers Association. Mr. City Manager.
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. This presentation that we have is just as a stating for this distinguished fiscal year 2025-26 budget award from Government Finance Officers Association, really affectionately known as the GFOA award. This is something that is looked to be achieved annually by every city within the state. But to give more of an in-depth presentation and brief history on that, I'll turn it over to the Department of Finance with our very own Mr. Ashton, who's going to give a brief presentation.
Good evening, Honorable Madam Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and council members. It is my honor to announce that for the first time in the history of the City of Carson, we have been awarded the Government Finance Officers Association Distinguished Budget Presentation Award. The Government Finance Officers Association, or GFOA, is a national professional association that represents all the public finance in the United States and Canada, serving over 22,000 member organizations. The GFOA Distinguished Budget Presentation Award is granted to a select group of entities and cities that produce exemplary budget documents demonstrating a high standard of transparency and professionalism. This award represents the highest honor for a city's budget document and overall budget process. These documents provide a comprehensive, well-organized information on an organization's financial condition, budgetary framework, demographics, and other key data. To qualify, budget documents must meet the highest quality standard and align with the guidelines established by the National Advisory Council on State and Local Budgeting, as well as the GFOA's budgeting best practices. Reflecting the prestige of this award, only 4 cities in the South Bay and 24 cities in Los Angeles County have received this distinction for the fiscal year 2025-2026. The City of Carson has satisfied the nationally recognized guidelines for effective budgeting and its presentation. These guidelines evaluate how well the budget serves as a policy document, a financial plan, an operations guide, and a communications device. Budget documents must be rated proficient in all 4 of these categories and must complete all requirements and guidelines outlined in the criteria guide. The City of Carson's finance and budgeting team have completed all of these requirements, showing the city's commitment to transparency, fiscal integrity, and responsible stewardship of public resources. The budget document will serve as an aid to the City Council, the citizens of Carson, and other stakeholders by giving detailed information of the city's budget and demographics as a whole moving forward into our next fiscal year. The creation of the budget book is a multi-month-long process undertaken by the budgeting team and spearheaded by a director of finance. The city manager and city manager's office oversee the project, ensuring the report's accuracy and that all relevant information of the city is included. In light of these efforts, the GFOA has given a special award to the city manager. And I would like to finally present the Government Finance Officers Association Distinguished Budget Presentation Award to the Honorable Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, City Council, and citizens of Carson.
Yo, let's go down. Meet us at the podium.
Nice award you got there. How you doing? Good to see you tonight.
You as well.
Oh, shucks. Can you hear? Can you hear me now? Well, this is an honor. I am so excited. Come on, Mr. Jefferson, the man behind all of this with his wonderful team. In the middle. We're on the move here. We're getting all kind of awards. Isn't this great? How many cities receive this? I want to hear it again.
Only 4 cities in the South Bay and 24 in Los Angeles County.
24 in Los Angeles County. Isn't that not awesome? I'd like to hear from our director, Mr. Jefferson.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. I'm extremely excited about this award. As Mr. Ashton Watts said, this is the first time in Carson history that we've received this award. I would be remiss if I didn't say the hard work that we received from the initiatives from the council and mayor. also from our city manager's office. That was the foundation of it all. Without that, we couldn't have gotten it done. And I just really want to thank them for giving us this opportunity and this platform to do what we did for the city. Thanks.
Well done, well done. I told him he could stay another year now till the next one comes up. But we're just excited and honored to have this award presented to the City Council and the citizens of Carson, and to our what do we call him, the CEO of this operation, not doctor yet, but David Biggs. You know what? I always say that because David Biggs was our former city manager. That's just a Freudian slip. He's doing bigger things. Dave Robertson.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So, Dave Roberts, yes, thank you. The city manager for Carson, not the Dodgers manager. He's more handsome and gets paid more than I do. Really, Will said it best. The mayor and the council, they really set the policy as to what we can spend, how we can spend, and what we should invest in. So even our city treasurer, who handles the investments, to even when it comes to economic development, the things that we do in the city for you as the residents to ensure, as you've seen, your streets are being repaved, you're seeing your trees have been cut, you're seeing potholes being fixed. Really, it's a testament to be able to see the different improvements of the city based upon the financial aspects and the responsibility, the transparency that's happened in the city. But even though with us standing here, taking the direction from mayor and council, and then implementing it, turning it to Will Jefferson, the director, and his team, Mr. Ashton Watts, who's really a numbers whiz, but the entire finance department has been really outstanding. And so really I'd be remiss to not thank them, because they're behind the scenes, standard green hat, sitting at the computer, crunching numbers, but doing what they're supposed to do to really get the policy that the mayor and council want. And then, of course, even my staff, as far as my executive team, they do a wonderful job. I'm just so proud of them, because they've got to go to every department and say, listen, this is how much we're going to get. This is what we need to spend. And so you need to stay within budget. And so really, I'm just proud that they're able to do that and then accomplish the things that we've been able to accomplish. The new first is really becoming more of a tradition in the city. We don't want to make this a situation where we just have first one time. We want to have multiple firsts for you as a residents, for our mayor and council, so that way you are proud to be in the city of Carson, because we are. And so thank you so much for allowing us to receive this award and serve you on a daily basis. Thank you.
Thank you. So when you're known as the jewel of the South Bay, you have to produce. You have to produce. And I tell everybody we were transitioning from what people used to say, oh, Carson is a warehouse city, to Carson is a destination city. And our residents are loving every moment of it. You see all this development that's going on in the city of Carson. And sometimes it just takes a change in leadership. And we have a team here that's been put together that their motto is, can't means you won't. So we don't use that, right, Mr. City Manager? And I'm just honored to serve as the mayor of this great city and see all the transition and all the development that's going on in the city. But you can't do it without money, And so I always tell people, when I took over, we had a $45 or $50 million, $54 million surplus. Tell them what we're on right now, Mr. City Manager.
Well, we have a total general reserve fund in the city of 250. Oh, 250.
252 million.
So that's also a first in the city, 252. And so we're excited about that, obviously, and we're continuing to press forward and put the city on the map.
And so with that, if we were investing in our residents here in the city of Carson, it does me no good to stand up here as your mayor and say, I have this, and your streets have potholes, and your trees need trimming, and your kids are paying registration fees, and my seniors don't have anywhere to go, and my Carson Women's Club is here tonight. We know you're here. Thank you. The official hostess of the city. And to all the residents, we've made a commitment to the residents here in the city of Carson. I've been your mayor for 5 years. We are the jewel of the South Bay, and we're gonna live up to that. So thank you, I'm so honored. Look at my bishop here. Photo op. It's Freddie Loza. Is Freddie here? Who's doing that one? Freddie. Dr. Rogers?
Yes, ma'am.
Come on down. Is Fred, did you want us to stay down here, or is this something? Okay. Well, you can't have my pink mic. Where's the mic?
I'll take my lead from you. Go
Dr. Rogers, Public Works Director, and his wonderful team. We have another award, and I'm going to turn it over to you.
Yes, ma'am. I am proud to announce that someone of our staff, a long-term city employee, Mr. Freddie Loza, we have an organization called the American Public Works Association, the Southern California chapter, and it is my honor and my pleasure to announce that Mr. Freddie Loza was honored with Leader of the Year. And I'll ask Mr. Alex Papa to come up and say a few words.
Should I face this way? Or? Yes. All right. All right. Thank you, Honorable Mayor and members of City Council. My name is Alvin Papa. I'm the current past president of the American Public Works Association, Southern California chapter. So the Southern California chapter represents over 1,600 public works professionals throughout LA County. And so we are honored to present this Top Leader of the Year Public Sector Award to Freddie Loza. So a couple of quick facts about Freddie is he served for about a decade at our Public Works Institute, which is a workforce development program for public works professional. And you know, he's been a leader, participating on the committee, leading sessions, holding mock council meetings so that our young, future up-and-coming young professionals can learn what it is to work in public works and prepare themselves in their career. Recently, in the past couple of years, he's also been serving as a mentor and a leader for our young professionals. So this is our group of 35 years old and younger. So he's stepped up, served as a mentor, helping them, guide them in their professional development. And then lastly, this January, he was recently appointed on our board of directors as the executive board. And so he's a director at large. And so he was selected mostly in part because of his dedicated service on committees and participation in our various events. and his just service over the years. So he's been a great leader. And one thing we've been pushing for is more representation by unrepresented groups. So in public works, there's a lot of the fanfare goes towards the engineers. They build these big fancy projects. However, operations, the day-to-day, the bread and butter, the folks who fix the potholes, who trim the trees, who fix your water valves, these are the people that come in day out that work hard. And so Freddie represents the operation groups, and he provides visibility to those unrepresented working class in our profession. So we're glad to have him on the board. And then lastly, the American Public Works Association of Southern California, we would like to give the City of Carson our deepest gratitude and thank you for the partnership with the Carson Conference Center. So it's been years, I think, I don't even know how many years. Has it been 20 years? 20 years we've been hosting our Public Works Complete Streets Conference in Carson. It was recently rebranded to SoCal PWX, but this year is being rebranded to the Public Works Expo because it's been so successful that it's been selling out every year. We're adding a second day. And so we thank you, the City of Carson, for partnering with us through the years, and we know that you've been making investments in the conference center, and it's going to be bigger and better than ever. So we greatly thank you for your participation and for your partnership through the years. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Nicole Jules, she serves on the Public Works Institute, and she's been a colleague with Freddie through the years. She's a couple of quick words.
Thank you. My name is Nicole Jules, and I too am on the board of directors for the American Public Works Association of Southern California. I also am the co-chair of the Public Works Institute, of which both Freddie and I are graduates. However, we have served together as co-chairs. And with that group, we educate young public works professionals. And I just want to give kudos to Freddie for his involvement and his leadership, and thank the City of Carson for allowing Freddie to participate in educating the future leaders of public works. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
I just want to say a few words. I just want to say that I'm truly humbled and excited to receive this award. For me, this award sets the standard. APWA is the gold standard within public works, and so I'm really happy to be receiving this. And I want to say, for me, this award is rooted in mentorship. And so I started my career here over 22 years ago. I had some really great mentors early on in my career. Gilbert Marquez over there. Uli Fiasago is some names that we've heard for some time. And so, right. And so I just want to pay homage to them, and they paved the way. They believed in me in a time where I didn't believe in myself yet. And so I do want to just give them thanks. I want to thank PWI for obviously helping guide my career and shape my career to where it's going now. My work family in the back for their support, all the emergencies, all of the last minute requests that we do. And I want to thank the mayor, the council, the city executive team here for providing an environment for someone like me to work and thrive in. So thank you very much.
And thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Could you come stand next to him, please? Yes. The Public Works, your supporters, come on down. We'll get out the picture. Come on down. Come on, family.
Looks like a lot of people under 35 here.
Yes. I'm going to ask councilors. Okay. Can we all get in? Feet squeeze right in? And then after we take this one, I'm going to have council.
Thank you.
There you go. There you go. Touch you this way. And then come a little this way. There it is. That's lovely.
One without counsel. Everyone stays except stay here. We're going to go take our seat on the dais while you guys are taking these photos here. You're welcome. Scoot back, scoot, scoot, scoot. Short people in front. Sometimes it pays off to be short. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Now we'll have all communications or matters listed on the agenda, Madam City Clerk.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I do have 2 comment cards for item 31 and then 3 non-agenda. So,
Item 31.
yes, Madam Mayor.
Okay, that's under discussion. They can speak on it now. They can speak when I bring that matter item up.
Okay, the 2 speakers are Patty call. And Michael McDonald, the mayor is asking if you'd like to speak now or at the time you now. Okay.
The franchise, second reading of the ordinance.
Good evening, Patty. You'll have 3 minutes.
Thank you. Thank you. Patty Senecal with the Western States Petroleum Association, or WESPA. Mayor Davis Holmes, Pro Tem Hicks, and council members, city staff, and city manager. My comments for agenda item 31, this is the ordinance to amend the pipeline franchise. WISPA represents, in the Western states, companies that safely explore for, produce, refine, transport, and market petroleum and natural gas and other energy supplies. Our members operate refineries, production fields, marine terminals, and pipelines. This ordinance does impact our members in Carson. WISPA and our members had several meetings with staff, and we want to recognize the city manager and the staff's time. We found those meetings very productive, and we appreciate you working with us. We want to recognize also your consideration for the proposal to address potential duplication of state and federal oversights by the California State Fire Marshal's Office. While we have previously commented on other differences of opinions with respect to this ordinance revision, WISPA supports a proposed revising allowing the Office of the State Fire Marshal compliance letter as an alternative to requiring new and costly pipeline testing with every new or renewed pipeline franchise agreement. The change is necessary to properly recognize the Office of the State Fire Marshal has legally preemptive and exclusive authority within the state of California regarding pipeline safety. By incorporating the option for operators to provide the Office of State Fire Marshal compliance verification letter, the city has demonstrated a commitment to efficient regulation that respects the Office of the State Fire Marshal's exclusive authority while still ensuring local oversight needs are met. We believe this is a balanced approach, avoids unnecessary burdens and cost, and aligns with practices in other jurisdictions. So I would like to offer these remarks for your consideration. And again, I just want to point out that we appreciated the staff time and outside counsel and working together on this issue that is extremely important to our members. So thank you for your consideration.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Michael McDonough. Good evening, Michael. You have 3 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Good evening, Madam Mayor. Good evening, members of the council. My name is Mike McDonough. I'm with Pillsbury, Winthrop, Shaw, Pittman, and I'm also here speaking on behalf of WISPA. We want to reiterate our thanks to the city staff and to this council over the past several months for your hard work on the pipeline franchise ordinance amendments. We know that staff has worked especially hard over the last couple of weeks engaging WISPA since the last time we spoke to you a few weeks ago. And while you heard we still do have our differences of opinion, we were pleased to see staff's recommendations for an important change, and that is to allow the use of the State Fire Marshal pipeline compliance letter rather to attest to pipeline safety, rather than having to potentially perform new and costly inspections and testing every time a franchisee seeks to obtain a new pipeline franchise. This change is relatively small, but it's an important one. And we join in the opinion of the city's outside counsel that this was a change necessary to avoid potential legal preemption of the ordinance by the State Fire Marshal as the exclusive statewide authority on the safety of underground pipelines. So we think that the change does align the ordinance with the practice followed by other jurisdictions, but it still ensures that the city exercises its desired oversight where the State Fire Marshal has not issued a compliance letter. It's also a change that we think is going to result in a savings of significant costs, both for the stakeholders and the city, in avoiding duplicative work where safety determination's already been made by the State Fire Marshal. So again, we want to extend our thanks to the city's outside counsel, Mr. Robert Lee, City Council Dave Roberts, Special Project Manager James Wen, and Luis Perez of MRC Consulting in listening to our concerns and in addressing them with these proposed changes to the ordinance amendments. So we are in support of the proposed state fire marshal change, and we look forward to its second reading at a future city council meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to take the liberty of the chair to move up this item because I think our consultant is here, and I think there's been some changes that have been made to address the speaker's concern. Staff, Mr. Dave Roberts. This is a consider a second reading and adoption of an ordinance. Number 20.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So item 31, is a ordinance for second reading. Consider second reading and adoption of ordinance number 26-2603. An ordinance amending Chapter 8 pipeline franchises of Article 6 taxes and licenses of the Carson Municipal Code as comprehensive update for your recommended action. In this particular item, I'd like to have at this time a couple of our staff, well, our director of economic development, have a quick update, as well as we may have our city attorney also weigh in if need be. But I'm going to allow our director of economic development, Mr. Nathan Freeman, just to go ahead and present the information as requested.
Thank you, Mr. City Manager. Good evening, Honorable Mayor, members of the City Council. As the City Manager articulated, we are coming to you tonight with the second reading of a ordinance relative to the city's pipeline franchise. As you heard from the audience, a couple of folks there, we did meet with several individuals since the City Council conducted the first reading of the ordinance. We had a very healthy, I want to call it debate, but discussions relative to the ordinance. The folks that just spoke requested several changes, one of which the city staff agreed to relative to the state fire marshal. And so the ordinance before you this evening is identical to the ordinance you reviewed at the last council meeting, with one exception. We have included a section B under, let me flip to it real quick. Under section 6842 permits, a section B that allows the city to accept the state fire marshal's basically stamp that those pipelines are safe. Previously, the report that each one of these franchises submits to the state, the city was asking for that. So all of our franchisees now have the option, so this, should the city council go forward this ordinance, to either submit that report to the city or submit the report received from the state fire marshal.
Madam City Attorney, you have anything to add?
No, we don't.
Okay. Okay, so thank you. So this is the second reading of the ordinance as amended.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I would like to make a motion that we approve this second reading of the ordinance with the amendments. With the amendments.
With section B, 6842 permits?
Yes.
Is that the correct?
That is correct.
Second.
So section B is the addition to the ordinance?
The B, okay.
It's been moved and properly second. Please cast your vote. Oh, I can't vote.
It's not working.
It's not working?
It's not working.
There's no voting
Okay,
screen.
roll call.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Roll call vote. Councilmember Rojas?
Yes.
Councilmember Deere?
Yes.
Councilmember Hilton? Yes. Mayor Pro Tem Hicks?
Yes.
And Mayor Davis Holmes?
Yes.
Thank you. The vote is unanimous. Motion carries.
Thank you. Item number 9 is approval of the minutes.
Second.
Been moved and properly second. Any comments? Cast your vote. Oh,
Again, Madam Mayor, the voting screen's not working. Maybe
okay, let's do a roll
city
call.
manager could have his staff come up and adjust that.
Councilmember Rojas?
Yes.
Councilmember Deere,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilton,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Hicks,
Yes.
Mayor Davis Holmes.
Yes.
Okay, vote is unanimous. Motion carries.
Consent calendar items 10 through 25.
Motion to approve consent calendar?
Second.
Moved and properly second. Would anyone like to pull an item?
Yes.
Yes.
MPT?
Item 20, 22, and 24.
Councilman Deere?
Item 19, item 21, and item 24.
24.
Yes.
It's been moved to approve the consent calendar with the exception of item 19, 20, 21, 22, and 24.
Roll call vote. Councilmember Rojas,
Yes.
Councilmember Deere,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilton,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Hicks,
Yes.
Mayor Davis Holmes.
Yes.
Vote is unanimous. Motion carries.
Item number 19 was pulled by Councilman Deere.
Yeah, thank you. I'd like to get staff clarification. These properties are already owned by the city and utilized by the city for public purposes. Could you explain why this is on the agenda?
Sure. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Councilmember. So this particular item is on the agenda because due to the Surplus Land Act, we are looking to, as you know, have a development here with the Civic Center property. So this really encompasses all the parcels that are associated with the city. We did this once previously. If you all are familiar with, is the property just east of the community center. And at that time, the city was under the impression that the SLA was going to be conducted on all the properties, the entire campus, and it was not. So therefore, we're just moving forward to have this entire campus to be moved forward through SLA, so that way we can continue to move forward on the Civic Center project as a whole.
I see. Okay, that makes sense. If the other council members don't have questions, I'll make a motion to waive further reading and adopt resolution number 26-016. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Carson, California, declaring pursuant to Government Code Section 54221, portions of certain real property owned by the City of Carson, assessor parcel number 7337-006-919, and 7337-006-920, and 7227-006-921, and 7337-006-922, and finally, item parcel assessor number 737-005-903 as non-exempt surplus land and not necessarily for the city's use, and authorizing staff to proceed to dispose of that property pursuant to the Surplus Land Act.
Second.
Been moved and properly second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, madam. Is it working? No.
It's not working.
Not working. Councilmember Rojas,
Yes.
Councilmember Deere,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilton,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Hicks,
Yes.
Mayor Davis Holmes.
Yes.
Vote is unanimous. Motion carries.
Item 20 was pulled by Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just had a question for the staff in regards to the lease agreement. In the body of the item, it says the lease agreement for the term of 5 years does not permit the city to terminate for convenience without city paying for the remaining balance of the lease term, whereas the city standard contract for services permits city termination at will. Maintenance agreement, similar to the lease agreement, there is no ability for the city to terminate for convenience. Additionally, there are mutual indemnity obligations for negligent acts or willful misconduct, whereas typically the city doesn't agree, indemnify private vendors. Finally, vendors' total liability is limited to the amount paid by the city in the last 12 months preceding the date of the term of the claims accepted, where there is a third party indemnifying claims where carriers no limits for liability. And it says, in spite of the above, city staff is seeking approval. My concern is why we want to approve this if this is an issue.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. So we'll have our Director of Information Technology give you an update on that.
MPT Hicks, thank you for that question. The answer to that is that those were similar terms that were expressed by our top three vendors. And the top three vendors that we did include in the staff report, they were all the manufacturers of the devices. So typically, or I can't say typically, in the past vendor was like a printer broker, essentially. And so while that vendor offered more favorable terms, we paid for it in other ways. So that same vendor had bid this go round, and I believe they were one of the highest bidders, about $30,000 a year in addition. So we're paying for that risk transfer if we opted to go that route, whereas the manufacturers were pretty much in line. While we, as far as the termination goes, we are able to change. So we're able to modify the device type. So let's say as we roll out a more efficient and effective document management system for the city, we don't need to print as much, have a lot of printers around the city. We could opt to transfer that and have more of the reprographic quality for events and flyers and things like that. But the ongoing cost per year would apply for the 5 years. So with that, they're very flexible in that they understand that, you know, as we become a more digital and tech city, we're not going to print as much, but we want to continue to support the events that council has in the community. So that is the leeway that we wanted. We were able to get that. As far as the others, we haven't had, I can state, we haven't had issues with staff being careless with these printers, which are you know, pretty, they hold up well to the wear and tear that one would expect in the professional setting. So we determined that this risk was rather low in consideration. And if we ever have any issues, we are able to reach out to the manufacturers, and they will, you know, respond to maintenance issues and things like that. So, so we were in agreement. This, and I guess I'll state this too, just for awareness. We use the Omnia Partners Cooperative Purchasing Agreement, and the contract terms was those terms that were agreed upon by University of California, Office of the President. So the UC system has agreed to these terms as well, and we found them to be reasonable.
Have we used this before through our city attorney? I know that we had a boilerplate for our contracts in the past for how we do our contracts and based upon termination, debility. This is stating that we would have to pay 12 months, even though we terminate, we got to pay them 12 months in the future, based upon, and to get rid of them, we got to pay to move or leave.
So was this run through Robert Lee?
Yes.
And sometimes the technology contracts are just a completely different set of negotiations. And yeah, and so I can talk to Robert about it, but my experience has been a lot of these technology companies just say, this is it, this is, you have to accept it.
They want their money up front.
But so what we do is we bring it to the council's attention, so you're making an informed decision because it is different from what you're used to.
Okay. This is
It's my understanding is this standard, and
This
that's
is
how
standard,
they get.
and I believe even the last
3 years,
agreement
$300,000
was
no,
by the
5
vendors.
years. It's a 5-year contract.
It's a 5-year contract, and the difference is also the vendor that we had previously. We had a lot of issues with, and yes, we could have terminated the contract as standard as we've done when we give the 30-day notice. But a lot of these new, I say new, but a lot of these companies now, from a technology standpoint, their contracts are reading more in this line because of the way they, for whatever reason, the contract that we had previous didn't. But we also found ourselves in having a lot of issues with them because they weren't doing maintenance, as the director had mentioned, Director Carter, that there's been times where the maintenance is brokered out So we're waiting for the broker to come and try to come and fix whatever issues we have with the printers. So it's been an ongoing issue with that company, and these three companies are separate from, and they don't operate the way that the previous one did.
And even the bidding process was 2 weeks. That was enough time to get some real reputable bids in from January the 22nd to February the 5th. And then who was the evaluating? What do you guys call it?
Right. There was
the evaluation committee.
There was enough time. These three companies that actually bid are the top three companies actually that are in the printing services in the country. So they were aware, but
I believe there were at least 13 bidders here, and we evaluated all of them. And I can state too that just in our evaluation meetings with these top three, which were Ricoh, Sharp, and Xerox, we actually became aware that our prior vendor was actually utilizing end-of-life equipment that was used. So that's what printer brokers are able to do. Xerox themselves had stated that these devices were end-of-life, and we're wondering how we even had them still. So when you use the broker sort of model, they're not required to meet the manufacturer's standards. So that's another reason why we decided to go with the manufacturer directly. We will have all new printer equipment. I didn't know if they were going to protest, so we have 964 tickets in the past 5 years, 979 tickets, which is about one every other day throughout 5 years. And a lot of them were in our repro staff, which are the highest level production printers, which impact council, your agenda packets, event flyers, and all that stuff. So,
and you should clarify for the mayor and the council that the top three bidders all requested this provision.
Yes.
So that's how we know it's industry standard beyond the fact that, so all three top bidders had this in there.
I guess it would be an industry standard. If we want to terminate you, we got to pay you 12 months up front.
If the council wants to send us back and say, go negotiate this, I'm not going to look at Gary because he might punch me, but we could try to go back and say the council's direction is that, we want you to negotiate this, make it 6 months. I don't know, make it 5 months.
That's why I pulled it. That was my concern. I didn't know what my colleagues thought about it when I saw that.
12 months is do we get the service for 12 months before then, or we just have to pay?
It's month to month. It's month to month, but we're on the hook for a contractual term for that commit, that monthly commit.
The mayor's asking is it a 12-month notice, or we terminate them and we pay them liquidated damages for 12 months? That's what she wants to know. Because it's one thing to say, you need to give us 12 months notice and we'll work during that time. It's another thing to say it's liquidated damages.
I believe there's breach terms as well, but assuming that there's no breach of contract terms or conditions that were warranted, we would be on the hook. Essentially, these are. Yeah.
So we will be paying 12 months and not getting any service, I guess is the direct.
No, we're paying monthly.
We're paying monthly. So yes. It's like a 12-month notice. They'll still continue to perform until those 12 months are up.
That's not what I read. Mm-hmm. That's why I took it out and I circled that there.
I don't want to give up 12 months and not get anything for it.
No, we're paying monthly. It's a 5-year agreement. We are able to, there's no clauses when we could change the devices, but essentially each of these manufacturers wanted to make sure that they're expending their monies to provide us with new equipment.
Mm-hmm.
The intent on our part is that we're going to use them for 5 years because they're brand new.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a requirement that comes industry-wide when you're receiving brand new equipment, which this will be the first time we're actually getting brand new equipment.
I understand the brand new equipment, but if I'm paying, I don't want to pay up 12 months and I'm not getting any service.
No, we're not paying up front. We're paying monthly. Okay. It is a monthly.
So what is that 12-month clause? What is it?
I'm not sure what it's actually. I'll read the recommended action. Approve contracts for lease of equipment and maintenance with Ricoh USA Inc. for multi-function devices, configuration, maintenance, and support for a total contract amount not to exceed $370,108.20 for a term of 5 years. So this is the maximum term that we would have with them. And that's a similar contract. We had a 5-year contract with the current vendor that is about to expire before.
Is that the way you're reading it, Mayor Pro Tem?
Well, he's reading the actual contract itself and how the 5 year is going to map itself out. My concern was the lease agreement in the event that you need to terminate, that there is no, similar to the lease agreement, there is no ability for the city to terminate for convenience. Additionally, there are mutual indemnification obligations for negligent acts. And then it goes on to say, total limit of liability in the amount up to the city in the last 12 months preceding the date of the claim exempt, where there is a third-party indemnified claim where claims are no limited for the liability. And in their own statement, it's in spite of the above issues, because there were some issues, I guess, at some point, the city is still seeking staff approval.
Is that stay in the staff?
It says it.
So I think what you're concerned about is the limitation they're putting on their indemnification, the 12 months.
Yes.
Again, I don't know what could be with a contract like this, what could happen that would require more than 12 months. I don't think it bothered us at the legal, and it didn't bother risk management that much, because this isn't like a situation where you have heavy truckery out there and then, you know, they're trying to limit their liability to just 12 months. It's printers, and it's, you know, okay, we miss an event and, you know, we didn't get our print out. So that part I'm not concerned about, if that's because they have a warranty.
And I guess, too, if there had been something in here that's listed, you know, as to form or to approval based upon city attorney's review or to that effect, that was not part of this as well. So I didn't know whether or not it had been reviewed by our attorney either.
I believe it's been reviewed by Robert Lee. If the council is inclined to approve it tonight, subject to Robert looking at some of these indemnification provisions one more time, going back and review our notes, and if there is any inconsistencies in what he believes should be in the contract, we can always talk to staff and bring it back at the next meeting. But if the council approves it and we're okay with it, and it's the version that's been reviewed by us, at least we can get it executed. Bless you.
Is it under a time? It is?
It is. He says it is.
Oh, Jesus. What's your pleasure?
Well, Madam Mayor, something you and I agree on, they shouldn't be bringing us something that says we have to decide tonight. It's a time constraint. We've said that before, and we'd like to have it a month or two in advance in the future. Thank you.
In the future. If there is a problem, my colleagues, we have the option of bringing it back at the next council meeting because of the time constraints that we don't. Normally, I let staff sweat.
You're approving it. You're approving it subject to city attorney's approval. And so if I go back and I check with Robert and there's any issues, I will coordinate with staff and we'll bring it back to the next council meeting. But if we don't bring it back, that means the city attorney had no problems with it.
We have a special meeting coming up. Monday. So if there's a problem, put it on that agenda.
Thank you.
Okay. So we're going to approve with the caveat that subject to the city attorney's review.
Yes.
If there's a problem, we'll come back at our special meeting on Monday.
Yes, and I'm confident it's been reviewed. There's no problems because Robert and Ben, if they have issues with a contract, they meet with me in advance of the meeting. They let me know that these are the issues. Please make sure you talk to the council. And Gary's saying he reviewed it. He didn't raise anything for me, so I'm confident it's okay. So you're okay approving it.
Well, we're approving it with based upon
the city's approval.
City attorney's review and approval.
Yeah.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. Any more conversation? Roll call.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Councilmember Rojas?
Yes.
Councilmember Deere?
Yes.
Councilmember Hilton?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Hicks?
No.
Mayor Davis Holmes?
Yes.
Okay, the vote is 4-1. Motion carries.
Okay. Item number 21 was pulled by Councilman Deere.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I had a question. Maybe someone representing the Women's Club could answer this. I see on the agenda it talks about fee waiver for 4 general membership meetings. Is that because the masquerade balls, and scholarship luncheons are all considered general membership meetings? If you could come to the microphone, please, and make sure the light is on so your
Well,
microphone.
could I have the city manager to say what this topic is, item number 21, Mr. City Manager, so everyone's made aware of what it is?
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. Item 21 is to consider the mayor's request for a fee waiver for the Carson Women's Club for the use of the Carson Event Center.
Now, Councilman Deere,
My question, I've been a member of the Carson Women's Club since the mid 1990s and a very strong supporter of your great efforts. And all of us know that the Women's Club are volunteer members. They, out of the goodness of their heart and the love for the city of Carson, they are the official hostesses of the city, and they work very hard and do great work. And so if we can support them in this financial way, it makes a lot of sense. But I wanted to make sure that this is the way you would like to have the fee waiver.
Yes. Well, good evening, Honorable Mayor Lula Davis Holmes and council members. We did notice as we were sitting there that those numbers are incorrect. We do have 3 special events, but we have about 10 general meetings per year. Sometimes the special event is considered one of those general meetings, so then there would be 7 other general meetings. Now, what we were requesting also is if we could have 4 meetings that we could use the conference room for our board meetings, because during the pandemic, we stopped having meetings in the conference room. And now that the pandemic is over, we've been doing Zoom, but at times we would prefer still to meet in person.
That makes sense. That being the case, I'd like to adjust the motion a little bit and say that we grant the Carson Women's Club use of the Carson Event Center for a 3-year period effective January 1st, 2026 retroactively through December 30th, 2028 for up to 3 special events per year and all general membership meetings.
Yes, that would be good. Thank you.
That would be my motion.
Okay.
Second.
Thank you, Councilman Deere.
You're welcome.
So the motion will be amended to read for monthly membership meetings, 3 special events, and 4 executive board meetings. And that motion was Mr. Councilman Deere?
Yes, that's correct.
Second by myself. Any conversation? Roll call.
Councilmember Rojas?
Yes.
Councilmember Deere?
Yes.
Councilmember Hilton?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Hicks?
Yes.
Mayor Davis Holmes?
Yes.
The vote is unanimous. Motion carries.
Item number 22, MPT.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just from the staff to give a report on this item for the public.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. We'll have our Director of Community Services and Community, Mr. Michael Whitaker, provide a brief update.
City transportation staff regularly coordinate charter bus transportation to support a wide range of city programs and activities. These bus trips are used for programs such as excursions for residents, summer youth day camp, sister city exchanges, and other city-sponsored events. On an annual basis, the city typically schedules approximately 12 to 14 trips for excursion programs, 60 to 70 trips for a recreation summer youth program, 10 to 12 trips for sister city programming, and 5 to 7 trips for other city departments. Having access to a reliable and experienced bus transportation provider is especially important during the summer months when demand for school buses is very high due to summer camps and youth programs across the region. To secure these services, the city issued requests for proposals. By the proposal deadline, the city received 2 responses. After reviewing the proposals, staff selected American Transportation Systems based on the completeness of its proposal, its experience, and its competitive pricing.
American Transportation was determined to be the lowest responsive and responsible bidder, meaning it met all city requirements and offered the best overall value. Under the existing agreement, American Transportation provides school buses, coach buses, and minibuses, along with licensed drivers on an as-needed basis for city programs. The original agreement included an option that allows the city to extend the contract for an additional 2 years at the city's discretion. Based on the city's positive experience with American Transportation's performance and reliability, staff is recommending approval of amendment number 1. This amendment would extend the contract for 2 additional years using the option included in the original agreement and increase the total not to exceed contract amount by $350,000 from $375,000 to $725,000 to cover anticipated transportation needs during the extension period. This will lead us through the next 2 years, leading up to 2028. The proposed increase reflects the city's expected demand for bus services and accounts for annual cost of living adjustments, which are allowed under the original agreement and subject to approval by the city's contract officers. These adjustments are tied to the Consumer Price Index, a federal measure used to track inflation and changes in the cost of goods and services. To date, 3 CPI-based adjustments have been approved in accordance with the contract. If approved by the City Council, an extended contract term will begin on July 1st, 2026 and end on June 30th, 2028. That concludes the report.
Thank you for that report. My question to the city manager is it to June. What are we going to do based upon Olympics coming in? And I know that several of the meetings I've gone to have talked about buses that are going to be needed. And if we have our own charter bus provider services, how can we incorporate what we have currently for that service? If this ends in June, I'm just saying because
June.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the buses that we will have in operation, we're going to be utilizing that for different services that we're going to be providing. As far as when we have our quote unquote Olympic Village or camp, whatever it is we end up titling it, I know we'll be utilizing that quite a bit for some of the packages that we plan on running. And so how we're going to implement that, we'll obviously come to you all and get a recommendation. We'll provide recommendations of what we're thinking about utilizing with the buses that we have in coordination with other entities. But first and foremost, we'd have to give you that plan as to what we'd like to do. We haven't specifically gotten there yet. We do know what we have an idea of what we'd like to see happen. And we want to prioritize for us, our city first, as to how we utilize those buses, how we utilize those services. There's thoughts of us entering into some LOIs with both Long Beach and Torrance immediate. Obviously, they have transit services as well, so there's going to be some coordination. But when we're able to really come to a solid plan, we'll definitely come to you all with what we'd like to see, and you either debunk that and give us your thoughts, or agree with what we'd like to pursue with and move forward and go from there. But right now, it's still tentative. I don't think we have a solid plan, but the idea is obviously to incorporate that into some of the activities that we plan on having here and hosting. It's going to be quite a bit of a need for us because of what we're doing. Currently, Armine Ciprian, our Deputy City Manager of Administrative Services, and really focusing on LA 28, she's been in conversations with multiple nations. And so we plan on hosting nations in the city of Carson. And so we're going to have to transport those folks outside of just our standard, or I don't want to say standard because I don't want to diminish what it is, but our massive, exciting, extravagant Olympic park.
Not to cut you off, but the only reason why I was bringing this up now, if we can negotiate the cost today versus it getting close to the Olympics, people know when you have a need, they figure out, hey, we can give you a little bit more money out of you. If it's already part of the contract and extend during that process, we already have it in place. We don't have to go back and renegotiate all over again
No.
based upon that dollar amount.
Yeah, and I think that's something that we're definitely looking at. And so I think once the plan is solidified, we hope to have something here shortly, because we're trying to tie up a couple loose ends. Primarily, it's to be able to confirm and solidify, unfortunately, to let some of these other agencies, entities know what we're trying to do, in particular, say, Secret Service, so forth and so on. Some people are having amnesia as to what we're trying to do here in the city. And so we just want to let them know that this is our city. This is what the mayor and council have given us the directive to do. And so we plan on being here in our city, hosting. And with that, we need to let them know that not only are we hosting, but we have need of these services. But to your point, as far as rates are concerned, we're going to look at that. We're going to ensure that we go after the best option and plan and do it sooner than later. But we just need to make sure that we're solidified in the initial event that we're planning.
Thank you.
And I can let.
Yeah, just a quick question and comment. This says June 30. What would hurt us by extending this contract through a couple more months? The fees are already locked in. We already know we have up and through the Olympics. It shouldn't cost, because the contract doubled. I'm looking at it from 350 to 725. So you're talking about how many months, Amine? June, July.
Actually, what we're asking for is not a couple of months. We're asking for 2 years.
I'm looking at 2 years, which says June
past,
30, 2028.
Past June.
Correct.
Past June.
Correct. It would take us to the extension of June of 2028, which will actually take care of our transportation, coordinate for our bus trips. This is really just the basis of the bus trips that we're actually doing right now for the next couple of years. It does the coordinate bus trips to a wide range of city programs, excursions, and summer youth day camp. This is really for our internal programs.
I do understand that. But I'm saying, and I think my MPT is saying, since we're going through June 30th, the Olympics are going to be here. Why wouldn't you just tack on another and lock them in? Another
3 months.
3 months?
Another 2 months, they're saying.
2 months. As opposed to cutting it on June 30th, let's extend it to
August 31st.
August 30th or September. Is there?
May I
Yes,
chime in?
please,
Madam
Mr. City
Mayor.
Manager.
Mayor Pro Tem, I think you're making good points about, is there an opportunity for us to extend? I think what Director Whitaker mentioned, this service specifically for internal city operations, we had a meeting earlier today with representatives from LA 28, and transportation was one of the topics that was raised. And as we started discussing it, the challenge is they have not yet defined exactly what transportation looks like for the venue cities. So as we talk about, is there an opportunity to extend? There may be, although I believe this contract is specifically being paid mostly by by Proposition C. So there may be some challenges there. I think we don't know exactly what the transportation plan is going to look like because there's a few factors. One is Metro is going to be highly functioning to provide transportation services, utilizing electric buses that will be shuttling people in and out of our city. We need to define what our ingress and egress routes are going to be. How do we want folks to circulate within our community? And I think before we talk about extending this contract, which is very specific to our internal city operations, we don't necessarily know what we're going to need for LA 28. I think what we can do is possibly speak with the vendor and see if there's a possibility that if we do need additional transportation services, specifically for the Olympics, is there a way we can solicit them to be a part of that? Because we have to take into consideration some of the other partnering agencies we're going to be working with. And unfortunately, we don't have the specifics just yet. We will, in the next few months, have more information. Unfortunately, it's hard to negotiate extending a contract for another 2 months. I think, Mayor, that's what you were alluding to.
Exactly.
For an additional 2 months.
Extend it for another 2 months. Not all of our seniors are going to be going to the Olympics. They may want to get out of Dodge and go somewhere else, and we still have
buses available.
Buses available if they wanted to do something else, because not everyone is going to want to go to the Olympics. And I'm saying that we could lock in our budgets, buses, just to give them an opportunity if they wanted to still go wine tasting or do whatever that's outside of the parameters of the city of Carson. We're already locked in during the Olympics.
Yeah, Madam Mayor, if I can add, I think
based on the way the RP is written, we can bring back an amendment. So I think a recommendation would be, yeah, we've locked this in for internal uses. We hear back from the committee about what the transportation plan is, and then return to you with a potential amendment after we have those details. To your point, yes.
Yeah, it's. I don't want them to come back with additional higher prices because they know what we're trying to do. I'm just trying to take care of my seniors that will not be going to Dignity.
Right.
And
we
they can.
and it would and to your point, Mayor, and I think this is what MPT was asking. We don't believe that those rates will be increased from the amendment for a couple of months.
They won't change.
Yeah, so
it's already set.
That's right.
Okay.
So that's
what I'm trying to get you. We got set prices now versus something new, which is not going to be a set price anymore.
Right. We would be coming back to you sooner than later, so we can do the amendment if need be, because whatever ends up being transpiring, and to your point, making sure that we have those bus services for the seniors when they need it, if that's the case, whether they want to come to our Olympics or they want to
I don't want
go
to
to
shut
state
down
line
our
and-
city in its entirety because of the Olympics. I mean, the Olympics were here in '84, and Carson didn't even know they were here. Life went on, so that's what I'm saying. Okay, bring back an amendment if you can, Mr. Manager, Mr.
Yes,
Assistant
but
Manager.
for this item, I move
Director.
staff recommendation for this item. So
Second.
Been moved and properly second. Any further discussion? Hear none. Roll call.
Councilmember Rojas,
Yes.
Councilmember Deere,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilton. Yes. Mayor Pro Tem Hicks,
yes.
Mayor Davis Holmes.
Yes.
The vote is unanimous. Motion carries.
Thank you. Item number 24 was pulled by both Deere and MPT. MPT pulled it first. MPT.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just wanted staff to give an update on this bike contract, the supplemental, the money we're receiving based upon this master plan.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem and Councilmember Deere.
This is a long time coming.
Yes, we have our city engineer, Mr. Gilbert.
I was an
Vasquez.
employee then.
He was. He will give you a brief update. Thank you, Gilbert.
Thank you, City Manager. Good evening, Mayor, City Council. City of Carson has received federal funding to install bike lanes as part of Project 1451 on several major streets to improve roadway safety and reduce collisions. To access up to $1.567 million in reimbursable federal funds for construction, the City Council must approve Program Supplemental Agreement number F026 under the existing state master agreement. The city will initially cover eligible costs and then be reimbursed while also providing a required local match of $2.7 million approximately. Approval will allow the project to proceed into construction using the awarded HSEP funding. Project 1451 include portions of Figueroa Street, Main Street, Victoria Street, and Carson Street within city limits. And Project 1452 include portion of University Drive, Avalon Boulevard, Central Avenue, Del Amo, and 223rd.
Avalon Boulevard.
Del Amo Boulevard and 223rd. Yes, Avalon Boulevard is included as part of 1452.
The bike lane.
Bike lanes and median modifications.
We're not going to lose any lanes here. Okay.
The plans and specs for 1451 is ready. However, we have to complete 1452 first, which includes the median modification before we can start the striping or bike lane projects.
Right, and just to confirm to Mayor and MPT, your concerns before was that with these bike lanes that there was going to be this shrinkage of lanes, and that's something that staff heard what your requests were. We had those conversations, and we're emphatic that that's not to happen. So that was the work of Dr. Lennox, Dr. Rogers, Gilbert, Tom Toman to ensure that that was not going to happen. So that won't be happening. So thank you for raising that, because we did mention that to them, I think when the very first conversation started, And they said, okay, great. And then they came back and showed us the rendering of the lane being reduced. So to our surprise, as well as yours. But thank you for speaking up. And so the team was able to hammer in your points and make sure that didn't happen and still get that bike lane.
Yeah, you're going to have so much traffic on Del Amo and Avalon that it's and turning in with these new in and out restaurants. You're going to have a lot of traffic there, and it's going to be congestion. You got a lot of traffic there with in and out, so we can't lose any lanes.
Maybe
on
during
Del Amo.
construction, yes, Madam Mayor, but
I understand that, but I don't want it permanently. We want them to have those lanes open.
Yeah, no, I think the traffic study kind of showed that once construction is done, that there should be a standard flow of traffic without it bottlenecking. At least a normal traffic flow should be happening. They didn't preclude or state that there would be any issues.
Yeah, well, we had an issue with the new coffee shop. The traffic study came back saying we're going to just have the light turn red or something. Gilbert, you were aware of it, but that would not work. I think they met with our planning department and came up with another option. So I'm not always comfortable with what some folks recommend. So good. We don't want to lose a lane. That's the bottom line.
You can. Okay. My other question to go along with this was based, and you brought up at the last part of it, the medians.
Yeah.
And I guess it's to your public works director.
Yes.
If this is based upon having the medians done in time for them to be able to put the bike lanes in, how are we coordinating that between the two?
Precisely. With care.
Yeah, I mean that's the plan. We're gonna do the median first because again, reducing the width of the median would require
Give you more width on the road.
Correct, with more adjustment of the travel lane width. So it's practically we have to do the median modification first before we do the bike lane installation.
My biggest concern is just making sure that we have this is our last probably opportunity to make sure we have bike lanes in our city when we have the velodrome. We have world-class cyclists that will be coming through our city at that point in time, and we don't have anything that's remotely close to them be able to cycle in our city. So I'm just trying to make sure we have that in place at some point in time before 2028 Olympics get here, because many of them come earlier than the Olympics begin.
Sure.
To get acclimated to the actual weather, to get acclimated to to learn the lay of the land, and then be able to actually ride in the velodrome itself. So they're going to be here. We've had them in the past.
They're here now.
And we had nothing for them to do. So, and we have a lot of bike enthusiasts in our own city. We have bike clubs in our community that are out riding, and we got to make sure we have things that's in place for that population.
That is the plan. We believe that that's going to be complete. I'll let Dr. Rogers really put his name on the line because I'm going to step back on that one.
The schedule is to begin construction. We're expecting construction in August 2026 and get that completed by May 2027. And then the bike lane installation will follow.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
This year.
This year. We're just waiting. Unfortunately, there's another agency that we're waiting for approval, which is Southern California Edison, because as a result of the median narrowing, we have to relocate some of the street lights into the sidewalk area, which is now involved Southern California Edison approval. So we're waiting for just that approval. Once we get approval from Southern California Edison, we're good to go. We have the plans and specs ready and everything.
Thank you for that. Good report, Mark. City manager, Public Works, did he have an answer to the median question?
Yes, he does.
Yes, we're going to coordinate all that. I guess your actual question, I believe the city engineer answered it, which was, are we going to do the medians first?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and there's a plan already. I remember you were discussing about a plan in place for this design and how it's going to look. That's completed?
Yes.
Complete.
Okay.
It's old now. We probably need to revisit.
No revision. Let's keep going.
State of the art, modern, new city.
Is that it?
That's it for me.
Councilman, did you have?
Yeah, thank you. I had similar questions, so you answered the questions of Councilman Hicks. They were also questions that I had as well, and I do have additional question though. These improvements, are any of them? Well, first of all, on Avalon Boulevard, it's going to be difficult to adjust the median because of the power lines, but I guess you have some plan for that.
Yes.
You don't need to outline it tonight, but I just wanted to bring that up as a point. The other point is, like my colleagues and my constituents, I'm a big advocate of bike lanes and bicycle riding in general. It's very healthy for people. And we also have this plan to have a bicycle trail. I'll term it trail, because maybe it's a lane, within the right-of-way of the Dominguez Water Channel. And so any of these improvements using these funds, are they going to be coordinated with that trail along the Dominguez Channel?
Yes, it's all coordinated. Yeah, you talk about the bike path project, which is a separate project.
Yeah, there's
1490 and 1600, but it's all coordinated as part of our bicycle master plan.
Okay, well, the bypass is very important, I think, because of the nature of this infrastructure of that channel, and so the egress and ingress to the channel from our major thoroughfares, that's going to be coordinated in this project as well?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Those are my questions. Councilman, do you want to make a motion, Councilman?
Make a motion to move staff's recommendation.
Second.
Been moved and properly second. Any other further comment? Hearing none, roll call.
Councilmember Rojas,
Yes.
Councilmember Deere,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilton,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Hicks,
Yes.
Mayor Davis Holmes.
Yes.
The vote is unanimous. Motion carries.
I think that was the last item that was pulled by you.
It was.
Okay. Items number 26 through 30 are discussion items. Item number 26, Mr. City Manager.
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. So this is to consider a discussion item of the popular annual financial report for fiscal year ending this year, last year of June 30th, 2025. This is going to be a brief presentation by our Director of Finance, Mr. William Moving On Up Jefferson.
All right,
Thank you,
Mr.
Mr.
Davis.
City Manager. Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. Tonight, I am pleased to announce a historical first for the city of Carson, a popular annual financial report created specifically for our residents. Each year, the city prepares an annual comprehensive financial report that meets professional and regulatory standards. While essential, this report is lengthy, more than 200 pages and highly technical. The PARF is different by design. It uses the same audited financial information, but presents it in a clear, concise, and visual, accessible 16-page report. Its purpose is to help residents understand where the city monies come from, how it is spent, and the city's overall financial position. Most importantly, the PARF connects financial information to real-world services such as public safety, capital improvement projects, and community programs. It promotes transparency and accountability by giving residents a clearer picture of how their tax dollars are managed. The PARF does not replace the city's audited financial statements, which still remain available in full. Instead, it serves as a companion document, an easy entry point for residents to engage with city finances. On behalf of the accounting team, I am proud to present the city's another first, popular annual financial report as another step towards open, understandable, and transparent government. Before you is the book, is a 16-page book, and I just have it on rotation so you guys can just see how the book was constructed and what the residents will see. Thank you.
Look at you.
We want you to read all 16 pages. Just playing, just playing.
Mhm.
If you guys are good, I'll stop it there. It's just it's a small
Ooh, look at
improvement.
that budget.
On page 12.
You want
Okay.
there you go. And also, this document will be on the city's website, carsonca.gov. Once you log into the city's website, you can go to the finance page, then to the accounting page, and the entire book that you are seeing now will be there for review. Thank you again,
Who's that guy?
ma'am. Oh, yeah, somebody.
Welcome to Carson. Thank you. Excellent job. Thank you,
Yes.
Director Jefferson. That's it? Any other questions? Well, job well done. We're doing all these first here in the city of Carson. Item number, that was item 26. 27. 27 is consider the fiscal year 2025-26 mid-year financial report and adoption of resolution number 26019 to amend the fiscal year 2025-2026 budget.
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. So this is your mid-year financial report for 25-26. There's a presentation that's being loaded up there from our highly efficient IT department back there. And then we've got our director, once again, of finance, Mr. William Jefferson, who's going to go through your mid-year report and provide you the statistical updates that we have financially, so you can see where we sit and where we lie at the midpoint of the fiscal year.
Gee, thanks.
Good evening again, Honorable Mayor, Council. Hopefully this is the last time I'm before you tonight. But I'd like to present the fiscal year 25-26 mid-year report. Just to get into the bulk of it, I'm presenting to you right now the fiscal year 25-26 general fund balance, as it was mentioned earlier by our city manager, Mr. David Roberts. As you can see, the progression from fiscal year 2021 to 2024, we've had an increase from 22-23 of 22.2.9 million. We had a small decrease in fiscal year 23-24 to 219.7 million. That decrease was due to a lot of projects that we had, a lot of park projects that you guys initiated and had the team to go out there and get it done. After some fruitful saving, we were able to increase the general fund balance to what is now been audited for fiscal year 24-25 to 252 million. I have to really go again, as I always do when I show this chart, to just give a simple breakdown of how that 252 million is made up. Starting from the bottom, we have a 20% reserve policy that we must meet for any type of emergencies. We are meeting that, and that's 31 million. Capital projects was funded by you guys at the 25-26 adopted budget. We pulled 50 million from the general fund surplus to compensate or to help capital projects. Self-insurance, it did go up from 6 million to 10 million, and that was due to the Dominguez channels and possibly liabilities that we might have to incur. We are now at 70 million. If you guys kind of remember the chart from last year, we were at 86 million. But because of some legal aspects being resolved, that 16 million from Phillips has now been moved into the surplus, which now we have a general fund surplus of 91 million. So there's just a simple, quick explanation of the breakdown of the 252 million that we have in our general fund balance. When we look at the mid-year revenue, if we look at the adopted budget for this fiscal year, and I have to make a point of emphasis that these numbers are based on July 1st, 2026 to December 31st, 2026, which is 6 months or mid-year, half the year. The budget that was adopted was 155 million. As of December 31st, 2026, we have collected 54.4 million, which as of now is a 35% increase of what we had. When you compare that last year, we collected 49.5 million, and also we collected 35%. The reason I'm bringing this point up is because we are right trending where we were last year, and we did exceed the revenues from last year. We do want to let the public know that in quarters 3 and 4 is when our revenue comes in more abundantly. So we are again on pace as we were last year to collect the revenues that have been adopted and forecasted. Just a small breakdown of how the revenues have been going. Sales tax, we dropped a little bit, or declined a little bit in sales tax, and that was due to the car dealerships and sales with the car dealerships. They did, the sales did go down a little bit, which of course caused our sales tax to go down. The oil business tax, as you can see, it has climbed the ladder, increased. Right now, of that date, December 31st, we were at 79% of collected of the 100%, which is really good. And that is because of the audits that we are now conducting quarterly through our consultants, BRI, that are quarterly doing these audits and able to capture our revenues fast, if I can put it that way. So you do see an increase there. Property tax remained basically about the same. It was just a slight decrease of a couple of thousand. The transaction tax, we did have a decrease of 930,000, and that was because of a sales credit that we got from HDL that had to be taken back. But we were only, like I said, a 930 decrease from last year. Utility tax is the same to its level. So that's just a little small explanation of just those few taxes. Our license and permits have dropped a little bit, but as of today, they have picked back up. What happened was when we switched to the new ERP system, getting the license permits mailed out and the invoices took a little bit of time just to get adjusted to the new platform. But we are up and running thanks to our director of ITS, Mr. Gary Carter, and his team. We now have those license and permits or invoices mailed out, and we have picked back up to where we should be at this time and date. Franchise tax, as you can see, is about level 2. Use of money and property, that did go up 420 for interest income and 400K for gain on investment. So because of those two items is why you see a slight increase in our fines and, in our use in money and property. Fines and fees have went up. Ms. Nora Garcia and her team out there in code enforcement, they're doing a wonderful job in collections. So we want to thank you from the finance team. We really want to thank you, and I'm pretty sure everybody else would like to thank you because we did see an increase in that. TOT taxes remains leverage. Charges on sales about a leverage. Intergovernmental revenues, that decline is because of a grant that we had last year. That grant expired, so we don't have that grant anymore, but it is not having any effect.
Transfers. Ooh, nothing.
I'm sorry.
I'm good.
Intergovernment revenues, as I said, it declined because of a grant that expired, but we're still holding fast with our revenues. And other revenues is up $3 million because of a $2.7 million settlement that we received from an environmental liability on the Dominguez Channel. Now I'll switch over to the mid-year expenditures. As you can see in 25-26, the adopted budget was $154.7 million. As of to date, we've collected $70 million, which is not collected, but we've expensed $70 million, which is a 45% usage of the grant. Of the budget so far. If you look in the last column, I wanted you to see that we have the 24-25 actuals. Last year we expended $57.7 million, which was a 41%. So we are up 4%. But the positive part is we're still under the threshold of the 50% where we should be at December 31st. Vacancy. As of December 31st, we had a FTE count of 391. We had field 362. Vacancies 29, which gives us a vacancy rate of 7%, which we are under our threshold. We always like to be under 10%, and we are doing that. And another special thanks to Josh and the Human Resources Department, as they are having the recruitments going faster than they ever have, and his team is doing a great job, and that's one of the positive reasons why that vacancy rate is at 7%. Now we'll move on to the mid-year request. So from the city managers, we have 26,000, the 18,000, the 49,500, and the 75. All these are professional services for vendors to allocate to getting these specific items done. So that was an increase. If you need further explanation, Mr. Michael George would be happy to let you know exactly what it's all about. But if not, I'll keep moving.
These are city managers' requests. I want to talk about the fireworks. Is that somewhere later in the, or could I bring it up now?
Well, it's not in here, Mayor, because we had already posted. So
I know.
it's just something whenever you want to bring it.
Well, I want to bring it up now.
Well, okay.
Okay.
I would say, I mean, Will's almost finished with his presentation.
Okay.
And if you want to see the numbers, and then you all can then have your conversations about whatever.
Okay, I have a couple questions.
If your questions, conversations, if that's okay, Mayor.
Okay, Mr. Biggs.
Moving on. Also, we have 33,000 requests, and it's for leadership development training. There's 3 sessions, and that training is for the entire city manager's office and the executive staff for training. We have a $100,000 request for the ballot research forum for the June 2026 primaries. 10,000 requested for conference and travel budget to support additional executive staff. As you know, Ms. Armane and Mr. Tamos joined the executive team, and they were, because of the budget was done before they got here, we had to increase that so that it would allow them to be able to travel and do things to help the city. We have 25,000 requested funding for planning activities related to LA 28. These are things that Ms. Armane is spearheading, and she needs funding to be able to do specific things like supplies, get out artwork, and when I say artwork, maybe flyers and letters and things of that nature. Finance is requesting $77,300 for a franchise pipeline audit agreement. Again, that agreement was done after the budget, and so we have started the franchise pipeline audit, and we just need funding to continue to pay those expenditures. Housing is requesting $110,000 for various professional agreements. City Clerk's Office is requesting $200,000 for funding for the upcoming ballot and election costs. I do want to add a caveat in there. So the estimated cost of that services is about $400,000, and they were able to secure $200,000 within their budget. So I'd like to also thank them for their collaboration.
Thank you.
City Council, $30,000 for the remainder of the year for travel, and that was due to your memberships. They increased. I mean, not no fault of you guys own, but it just increased, and so we had to fill a gap in for those expenditures. Now, we also have our mid-year request for multimedia. They're requesting $80,000 for services for a consultant to develop a communication plan. PIO, Public Information Office, is requesting $75,000 for the Gilbert Smith statue. Public Works is requesting $20,000 to utilize funding from the gas tax fund to perform additional street and sewer management services for the city. I have to make a caveat that this money will not be expended from the general fund reserve, but from the special revenue budget request. Also, Community Services has $56,900 requesting to utilize special revenue funding for installation of bleachers at Veterans Sports Complex. Again, this is not a general fund expenditure, but it's a special revenue expenditure. Also, Community Services is requesting $50,000 requesting to backfill expenditures related to professional services and maintenance and operations. The final part of it is now our mid-year adjustments. Community and Economic Development, they're requesting $500,000 for the commercial facade improvements in preparation for the 2028 Olympics. This, and I have to again give a nice shout out to our community and economic partner, Mr. Nathan. He absorbed this $500,000 through his budget, which was another finding that he was collaborating with us to help us maintain the budget. So I want to say thank you to Mr. Nathan also. Finance is requesting another $897,000 to reallocate Carson's bicycle master plan project, a new special revenue. Again, this just is a budget transfer, so there'll be no expending from the general fund. Again, public information is requesting $10,000 to reclass a graphic designer part-time to a graphic designer full-time. Again, this has been absorbed through the budget, so it's not costing the general fund any funding. Also, $10,000 requesting to reclass the admin intern 3 to a typist. Once again, this is an absorption through the budget. It will not affect our general fund reserves at all. Community service, recreation, park maintenance, $13,370, requesting to reclass one senior account clerk 2 to an administrative specialist. Again, hard work of Mr. Michael Whitaker and his team to find the money within their budget. It will not affect the general fund reserve. In final conclusion, the general fund request totals $959,225 with an additional $533,570 to be absorbed within the fiscal year 25-26 budget, resulting in a total funding requirement of $1.4 million. So again, out of the total $1.4 million, $959,000 we are requesting from the general fund reserve, with the remaining $533 being budget absorbed. For the special revenue fund, we're requesting $256,900, and this is another non-general fund impact. That concludes my report, and I'm open to any questions if need be.
Thank you. Mr. City Manager, what was not, and the budget had already worked on it, but I would like to add an additional $100,000 to that, because the Dignity will not be doing a fireworks show this year because of FIFA. They're going to be 4th and 5th, and so I think we need to do something for our residents and to find a location for them. And I've already talked to a couple of people, but Cal State University Dominguez Hills is an option. Victoria Park is an option. So there are other options, areas that we need to look at, but I would like the support of my colleagues on the City Council to appropriate $100,000 for a fireworks show on the 4th of July. That's a motion. It's been moved and properly second. Does anyone want to discuss?
I have a question, Madam Mayor.
Yes.
So they confirmed the Galaxy's not going to.
Yes.
It's only this year that they're deciding.
Only
not to
this
do.
year, because it will be used for practice field, and
Oh, I
I
see.
spoke
For
to
the-
Tamla. So
Right. That makes sense, yeah. Okay, thank you. That was my only question.
okay. It's been moved and properly second. Roll call.
Councilmember Rojas?
Yes.
Councilmember Deere?
Yes.
Councilmember Hilton? Mayor Pro Tem Hicks?
Yes.
I'll vote, then you can think.
Mayor
Yes.
Davis Holmes?
Yes. Bishop.
Run back to where public safety is on here, to the mid-year review.
Expenditures.
Yeah, public safety.
Expenditures.
They took a break in the booth, if that's what
Yeah.
you're looking back for.
So public safety, the adopted budget was $35 million. It's been revised to 35.420. Now it's 35.459. Actuals of 14.6 versus last year. Actuals being 13.8. The increase is due to the increase in the sheriff's contract.
Is the sheriff's contract in it? Yeah.
Oh,
Sheriff's contract.
this is the sheriff's contract.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, I know their contract is increasing. I'm just concerned, like, even say on the weekends, it seems like the unhoused seems like I want to make sure that our public safety budget is where it needs to be. Our department's public safety budget is where it needs to be. It seems like on the weekends or after hours, these people know exactly when the city closes. They set up tents on our streets. I mean, 6 o'clock, 6:01, they out there setting up their tent. And I want to make sure that we have enough funding in our public safety.
That's our hours of operation.
Yeah, I'm just saying, maybe
We need to change hours of operation.
we need to expand maybe more officers, more staffing. I don't know what we need to do. You know, so
I would
Thank you.
definitely defer to.
I met with the city manager on this, and I think we need to. I told him to bring this back, public safety, at a later time because I want to make sure that we're getting the advantage of everyone. Because going home at 6 o'clock does not work, and sometimes you need to look at their scheduling. And I know you guys are doing that, but until we get a grip on that, Bishop,
It's increasing.
we need to look at how we can best deploy. We have how many officers? 8? 7? Okay. And if I had, like I told the city manager, if I had an assistant, when we bring this back again, if I have to look at anything, it'll be boots on the ground, okay? And I know we have 7 officers. How many did we have before?
4.
We had 4. We're at 7 right now. Okay, so I'm still getting complaints, and I've discussed this with Nora, and I've discussed it with our assistant city manager. I think our 7 that we have need to know what they're looking for when they're out there. And I'm not saying that I'm getting complaints from my residents, so I think we need to make sure we have what we have, and if we're gonna increase this budget, my opinion, it's gonna be people working. We need bodies out there working around the clock.
Yeah, 7 days a week.
Yes, boots on the ground. I don't need another supervisor. I need some boots on the ground that's out here doing what they're supposed to be doing. So I'm asking Nora to come back. I've asked the city assistant city manager to come back before we just say, okay, we need bodies, because we went from 4 to 7, and
Still got a problem.
we still got a problem. We still have a problem. And I know, Nora, you're working around the clock, you're responsive, but there needs to be another action plan that our officers need to see what I see. I'm on the phone. They said they were glad Bridgerton was on because I didn't call anybody. But I'm looking for an action plan in 7 days a week, and not someone sitting up in the office. If I'm the MP, the bishop, we want bodies that are out there taking care of what we see, and not. I'm a supervisor, so that's the plan that I've asked for them to bring back.
okay, fair enough, Madam Mayor.
To say, okay, this is where we're going and this is what we need. But it has to be 7 days, because at 6 o'clock I spoke to Nora. When I pass by at 7 in the morning, they've already set up camp. So that lets me know that at night, when we're gone, they're out. And they're setting up camp around our library and in the various hot spots that are throughout the city. So if I can see them, these boots, our residents see them. I'm on the phone. So it's not about increasing at the supervisor level for me. It's about boots on the ground, because that's what I'm looking for. Boots on the ground to take care of. So we're not calling, and I'm not calling assistant city manager on a Sunday, and our manager saying, hey. So that's where I am. So I'm waiting for that report to come back to public safety to see how we're going to best deploy what we have. Make sure they're trained to see what you see when you're out there. Because I'm sitting in my house, and just because you're not in your district and you're dropping off a book, you see these violations. We're all one team. If you see them and you're not in your district, say something. See something, say something. Don't just drive by because it's not in your district. And I think we've been having a lot of that. And I've been talking to my mayor pro tem about the same thing, and I know the bishop here, and we're all concerned. Okay, we're all concerned.
Madam Mayor, I just had a question. I don't know which staff. Who actually patrols our park benches, our park bench areas within the city? Because that's where it starts from, and then it kind of moves its way from those park benches in our neighborhoods. Is real one is on Delamo near Carson Street on that corner. It's several gentlemen that seem to take over that one in the evening. I see them early morning when I get up around about 5 or 6. I catch them out there.
So first off, good evening, everyone. Nora Garcia, I'm the Director of Public Safety and Emergency Management here for the city. And during the week, so that's Monday through Thursday, we have 2 our public safety engagement officers that handle that. Then Wednesday through Sunday, we have another 2. So there's only one day that we have all 4. And unfortunately, it's not enough. but they are the ones that go out each and every day, and they make their rounds at all of the parks and then report back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor, I have a question also for Nora,
Nora.
through the city manager. What do you think the number should be? It was 4, now it's 7. I'm sure you've evaluated this, and should we have 20? Should we have 15? I mean, how do you think we don't want to have too many because it's too expensive, but what's the most efficient number, would you say, in order to get the coverage that the mayor is talking about?
In a perfect world, there would be 2 officers per zone. And right now there's 4 officers, only 1 officer per zone. That means there's 1 officer responsible for their particular area. And that's during the week, right? So if we had at least 2 officers per weekday, then at least that they could help tag team and cover that area. And then of course we have the weekend as well. So I would say in a perfect world right now, we would have 16, which right now we only have 7.
I see. Okay. All right. Thank you.
And that is code enforcement officers. I should preface with that. Right now, on the engagement team, we only have 4 total, and that's split between weekday and weekend.
That's the engagement team for the
our homeless
unhoused?
outreach. Yes.
I see.
And then we have 6 parking, and that's all 7 days a week as well.
But they're specified for parking, and the code enforcement, they don't do parking tickets.
Correct. Unless absolutely
Unless
necessary.
it has to do with their enforcement effort.
Correct.
Then they're authorized to give a ticket if it's appropriate.
Correct.
I see. Okay. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. My other concern is the city council budget. Did we include in the budget for our airline fares? Because we did.
Yes, Madam Mayor. I believe it was 30,000
30,000 will take care of
for the rest of the fiscal year. It's just for the rest of this fiscal year, and it's primarily because of not just so much your airline fees, but it's really more for your fees for the various memberships that you all have, because they went up. So we just need to make sure that we have enough to cover those.
Well, I want to make sure I can get on the airplane.
Yes, and you also had a balance. You still had.
You still had a balance.
You had a
in
balance of 18,000. So now you.
In the council.
18,000, yes, ma'am.
As a whole.
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't go anywhere. You were preaching. He was preaching. LA 28. 25,000.
Yes, that's to prepare for hosting different delegations, be able to prepare materials, and be able to absorb any costs that we haven't yet even anticipated that will be hitting us in the next few
Well, I was
months.
just concerned it's such a small amount.
It's a very small starting amount. We will have a line item that Director Williams is creating for us. We will include in the fiscal year 26-27 budget. This is just to get us through the next few months, Mayor.
Okay, so $5,000 will give you and our other deputy director enough conference, because there's only 10,000 in there, so that's 5 each.
Yes, that's for our professional memberships and conferences.
Okay, that's it for me. Anyone else?
I have another question.
Yes, Councilman.
For Director Jefferson. I noticed on the revenue screens that you had up earlier than this one, the property tax revenue to the city basically has gone down slightly. I mean, logically, shouldn't we have a greater amount of revenue every year because property values are going up? And why would it drop? I'm just curious. It's a small drop, but it just seems it should be in the positive.
Well, the drop is 45,000, as it was explained to us by our consultants, HDL. You had a few houses that went on the market, and you had
could you use a microphone, please? Yeah.
After consulting with our consultants, HDL, the drop was 45,000, which we consider really not a drop. But if they had to explain, the thing was that they said that housings are up for sale. We have houses up for sale. So, and then rent increased. So they're looking for that component to change here.
So you think this is a 1-year occurrence?
We think it is.
I see. Okay. 'Cause next year, logically to go up.
Yes, it should.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm
these
complete.
$1 million homes, they better go up. Sheesh.
And also, too, you have to keep into perspective that this is the first 2 quarters, and a lot of the property taxes come in the third and fourth quarter also. So you will see a spike. I will say when it's all said and done, we are forecasting to collect more revenue property taxes than we did last year. So still,
I see. Okay. Well, thank you, Director.
Any other questions?
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think there may have been an item that we need to circle back. You mentioned of public safety. We recently switched from one previous system that we used to utilize for citations and things, and it also affects some other departments. It was Turbo Data, but there's a new system we've implemented called Phoenix. And I don't think it's in our budget, if I'm not mistaken. So we need to make that amendment as well. And I'm not mistaken, but I think Nora was saying it's like 200,000.
That's write our tickets citation?
Yes. Because we no longer utilize Turbo Data. It's with a new company called Phoenix. And so when you saw is it on this one? It's not on the slide, but the other slide where it shows your increase in the citations, a lot of that is due to this new system.
And how much is it?
We need 200,000 to cover that, to cover the rest of the fiscal year, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
How much are we bringing in citations, you know?
I'm sorry, Madam
How
Mayor.
much are we bringing in annually in citations?
Mr. Jefferson might be able to pull this up specifically to see where we are at this present moment,
And
or at least at the
revenue?
time of the.
We were right now actuals is 3.6 million. It's under the line item fines and fees.
In citations?
Fines and fees is for your citations.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
wow.
So if you
3.6.
last year we're up 26% from last year. Last year we were at 34%.
200,000 is a small investment then for 3.6 million.
Yes, and that's as our director is stating, that's currently as opposed to last year's. We're actually higher than.
So we already have Phoenix versus Turbo. We already have the contract with Phoenix.
They've already been implemented, and it also affects various departments within the city. So it's not just public safety. I believe finance as well as our public works department. There's other citations and aspects that come from them as well. So
From the finance, it gives you the 3.6. I'd like to know how much we're getting in citations also. And not tonight. You don't have to. That's all public safety?
yes, that line item. They haven't issued it yet, and hopefully this new module or the 200,000 that we pay will allow them to have that ability to do so.
So I just make a motion to increase their budget by 200,000 for the ticket writing.
Second. That's your motion?
Yes, sir.
Second.
And Madam Mayor, do you want to include in your motion what's on our agenda? It says adopt resolution number 26-019.
Yes, go ahead on, Mr. Councilman.
Well, I will make a friendly amendment that we include in the mayor's motion, seconded by the Mayor Pro Tem, that we adopt resolution number 26-019, a resolution of the City Council, the Carson City Council amending the fiscal year 2025-2026 budget in the general fund, special revenue funds, enterprise funds, and the capital improvement program, CIP funds.
Second.
Madam Mayor, before the council takes the vote, just to clarify, the amendments, I believe, is to increase the overall from the general fund reserve by 300,000 to account for the 2 additions that were just mentioned.
100 and the 200,000.
Correct. Okay.
So that would be included, right, of the motion.
Yeah, I just was clarifying with the city attorney that can be made on the floor. Okay. I just want to make sure that's
part of
clear.
the motion.
Okay, thank you.
We'll make it a comprehensive motion.
The clerk got it?
So we just have to have the corrected resolution forwarded to the city clerk later.
You have it, Madam City Clerk?
Okay.
It's been moved and properly second. Roll call.
Apologies, Madam Mayor. Councilmember Rojas?
Yes.
Councilmember Deere?
Yes.
Councilmember Hilton? Yes. Mayor Pro Tem Hicks?
Yes.
Mayor Davis Holmes?
Yes.
The vote is unanimous. Motion carries.
Okay, item number 28.
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. So item 28. This is a consider amending the
Capital
The
improvement.
CIP. You taking money out the CIP and moving it around.
Yeah, we need to read.
Item 28 is consider amending the adopted fiscal year for 2025-2026 capital improvement project, better known as CIP, by approving and adopting Reso 26-020 resolution of the City of Carson. City Council amending the fiscal year 25-26 budget in the general fund, special revenue funds, enterprise funds, and the capital improvement program. And so at this particular time, we'll have this presentation to be presented by our very own Director of Public Works, Dr. Rogers.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, honorable City Council members. This agenda item is for fiscal year 2025-26, the amended CIP. On October 21st, 2025, the City Council amended the CIP to add project number PW 1828, the South Bay Travel Network, and adopt a resolution number 25108 to incorporate the project's funding. On January 26, 2026, the City Council approved another amendment and to add project number PW 1829, Olympics Ready ITS, adopting resolution 25-125 to include funding for this new project. Public Works is now proposing a third amendment to reallocate the funds based on current account balances and fiscal year activity. The goal of this adjustment is to improve CIP management and redirect unused funds to priority projects that require additional support. The list we have are projects 1451, 1452, reappropriating some funds, 1.3 million for project 1451, 1.2 million for project 1452, project 1667, which is a traffic signal upgrade, 300,000, project number 1826, 200,000 for monuments, project 1823, wayfinding signs, another $200,000, and then fund balances in the developer impact fees of $456,000, and then a fund balance of $5,900,000 out of the general fund. These projects, where that money will be going to assist in some projects that have become priority, will be project number 1674, security cameras at Carriage Crest, Foysia, and Hemingway Parks for $956,000. Project 1821, the Streetscape Master Plan, the first segment of that, Avalon Boulevard and Carson Street, for $6,700,000. Project 1818, security cameras. This will be to install surveillance cameras at mini parks for $390,000. Project 1819, intrusion detection alarm system to install intrusion alarm and smart sensor system for $1.4 million. And then also reappropriating for project 1833, the citywide street sign name replacement for $221,000 for a total of $9,703,000. The adopted CIP fiscal year 25-26 was $191.3 million. The amended CIP was $200, adding another $9 million to that. Brings our total to $200,500,000. The fiscal summary is City Council adopted the fiscal year 25-26 CIP on June 17, 2025. with an original budget of $100,901,000. I can't even read this right. 191,276,292. This amendment also proposes adding a new project 1833 for a citywide street name sign replacement, along with this required funding. If approved, the $9.7 million approximately will be reallocated in accordance with Resolution 26-020. Reallocated funds will be reprogrammed for fiscal year 2026-27 during the city's annual budget process. The amended CIP plan, you can see that in Exhibit number 2, reflects the adjusted budget from Resolution 26-020 and all prior CIP budget adjustments approved this fiscal year. That is the end of my presentation. I'll be happy to take any questions that you may have.
I have one. The walls on Avalon and Central, they've been already approved.
Yeah, Madam Mayor, I believe the council already approved the design phase of that, which is undergoing right now with community meetings already begun. Actual improvements wouldn't be funded until future years. There's quite a bit of public outreach that still has to be completed, as well as some feedback from the consultants.
When you say future years, before 2028?
Yes, for sure, before 2028, but part of the scope of the consultant is to determine funding sources, because that's going to be quite a heavy lift and impact on the city's general fund if we
What do you call a heavy lift?
Yeah.
What do you, give me an estimate, what do you think?
I don't think we know the totality of that yet, but it's going to be a lot.
They're falling down as we speak.
We understand, yes.
And the medians have already been designed. We're waiting for them to start the process. Already been awarded. We have the
Excuse me, Madam Mayor, Tom Tillman, Deputy City Manager.
Hi, Tom.
As part of Dr. Rogers' presentation there, he is recommending allocating $6.7 million for this raised center medians on Avalon and Carson Street. So that was one of the projects outlined in his matrix.
Okay, let's, at some point in time, we need to look at the before, where we are right now, where we want to go again. Okay?
For the medians,
for the medians, where we are right now.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'd also like to revisit the contract with our current provider, because I'm reading something in there that has not been happening.
If you're speaking about our current maintenance contract, I believe that's what you're talking about. That's already in the works. I'm already working with my team. We're going to revamp that. There's a lot of tie-ins that and foundational things that I'd like to put together so it's kind of seamless. When we put these new medians in, we're going to have to change the maintenance approach.
Absolutely.
So that's part of it. I'm also working with a new way to have these medians bid out, so it's not north of the 405, south of the 405. That's a little obscure, so we're dialing it in to be a little more specific so we get better pricing on how we're going to do our medians, and then that way we know who's doing what and what's being done. So it will look a lot different. We're working on it. We're going to tie it in. It's going to dovetail together and be pretty seamless, and we'll work that out.
And I would also like to know how much we spent on the medians when we had them. I think Anne Marie Slaughter was responsible for that. How much money we actually put into those medians? There's a lot of money. And what they look like now, you would not believe it. So there's my colleagues may want to know also. So
yeah, we have the same question because the mayor's correct. Before the rain started coming recently, a lot of dead plants, and so I'm thinking that the irrigation systems are not working. Maybe through the city manager and public works director, they could be sure that when the rainy season ends, that those irrigation systems are all functional. It'd be very important, I think.
Sure. Yeah, I think just to your point, everything within the medians will be replaced, upgraded from the irrigation systems, drip systems that'll be implemented with the drought tolerant plants along with the streetscape, everything. So that's going to be done. But I think the maintenance is what you all are most concerned about as well. And so, to Dr. Rogers' point, we'll make sure that the scope and then also the
And who's
contractor
maintaining it?
that's maintaining it will be on point. Our staff will be able to follow up on a frequent basis and have some preemptive checks along the way.
So through the mayor, by the 2020 Olympics, when the visitors from around the world are coming here, they're going to see a vastly improved, not just mediums, but city in general.
Absolutely.
So that's a commitment from the staff to the five of us.
That's 100%. We begin August of this year, and
August?
yes, ma'am. August of this year, and by next in 2027, we'll have it complete.
Madam
Very
Mayor.
good. Thank you.
MPG.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. My question, I hear we're going to do something starting in August. My question is today. Who's maintaining the medians right now? And my concern is I've seen them go out and do some cleanup, as they say, or doing some cutting.
Dirt.
The majority of these shrubs are either dead or 2 drops from being dead. Can they remove them if they are no longer viable? I would rather see dirt turn and look nicer and neater than to see dead shrubbery. We have a lot of the yuccas that are actually overgrown in certain areas along the streets. Cars are actually hitting them and being sideswiped by the yuccas. And that's how they're getting bigger and bigger in the medians. And they're causing blockage for people to not be able to make a left-hand turn from the left-hand turn lane. So I just wonder who's going out there doing an audit of these medians, because they look horrible. I'm just going to be frank. They look horrible. And I know when a certain person started here, that's how I met him. And I said, you guys got weeds as tall as to my waist. And I'm 6'3", and that makes no sense. So we just need to make sure we clean up these medians. It looks bad.
It's not just the medians, it's the parkways as well that we're talking about, along Carson Street particularly.
Correct.
That's part of what I was expressing to Madam Mayor, is that I do recognize that the medians are not to the standard or I would like to have them. So that's why we're looking at changing the approach on how they're being done. Changing the approach gives us better quality assurance so that we know who's responsible for what. The way it's been designed of how we have it segmented, one vendor is north of the 405, one vendor is south of the 405. There are medians that cross that, and there are some discussions that take place. Neither here nor there. The Public Works Director is not satisfied with how the medians look, and I can assure you that I am working very hard to make sure we have a plan in place that they start looking a lot better and will be looking fantastic by the time 2028 gets here, and that is my commitment. But to your point right now, I do have someone that is inspecting the work every single day, and we're incorporating that and holding these current vendors accountable. I just met with one last week and expressed to them my dissatisfaction with their work. So we are moving forward, and if they don't perform, they won't be here. That's just my commitment, period. And right now, they're not looking good. There's a lot of things that need to be replaced, which I recognize. I recognize that we're working on it, and it's going to get better.
Okay.
Thank you. And that's why I want to look at the existing contract, because in that contract, my understanding is the way I read it, that sprinkler heads and all that was supposed to be a part of the contract. But I was told that it wasn't.
For the minutes.
And I've gone through it. And so when you tell me that sprinkler heads are not working and it's a part of someone's contract, I have a problem with that, because you're not doing your job and you're going out cutting dirt and there's nothing there. So you're cutting dirt, like the councilman said. So I want to look at that so we can say, hey, you were compensated for this, you didn't do it. We have 2, and I don't know why we're still keeping them myself, but it was my front yard, I wouldn't keep you. So that's enough on that.
Madam Mayor, would you like a motion?
I have something else. The City Hall kitchen remodel.
It hasn't finished.
That's the
In the
vent-
council.
Yeah, this one back here.
It hasn't finished.
Upstairs. In the
Well, I'm
council
sorry, what
chambers,
was your
in our
question again,
little
Madam Mayor?
executive, what is it, our closed session room where our kitchen area is?
Yes, ma'am.
And the restrooms?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it ever gonna happen?
Yes, ma'am. We had to go with the vendor and get the information. The vendor had to work through some insurance issues, so we were held up by that vendor providing us for the information. It is moving forward, and I will provide you with an update tomorrow morning when I talk with my city engineer who's left and the project manager to let you know exactly where we are.
Thank you very much. Thank you for changing these restrooms out here. Have you guys seen them? They haven't finished them, but that's what we originally requested. And someone gave me what they wanted. So thank you. There's a motion. Where? No, Councilman hasn't made it yet.
I'll make it if you like. I move we waive further reading and adopt resolution number 26-020. A resolution of the City of Carson City Council amending the fiscal year 2025-2026 budget.
Madam Mayor?
The general.
Yes.
I didn't mean to interrupt, but I think there's another item that you wanted to make mention over at the community center.
Mention it for me.
There was a concern that you had over
Oh,
at
yeah. Is that included in this budget? That's replacing?
No, ma'am. That's why I'm bringing that up now.
Okay. The carpet area between the east wing, as you walk down that lobby area, is filthy. It needs to be replaced with some kind of wooden floor or something. What else did the carpet, and there was something else.
I think your concern was there was a distinction in the potential smell there.
Yes. In 107, if you've been in 107, there's an odor in there. And we need to decide what that odor is, because that room is rented out as off of our new patio that we want to rent. But when staff once told me they know the odor is there, they leave the door open. That is not a solution.
No. So it could be the carpet?
I don't know what it is. It smells.
Well, that's not acceptable.
Clean or remove.
And I want to make sure we take care of that, because we're going to have guests coming in here pretty soon from all over the world. And, you know, if you guys haven't smelled that, I don't know what to say. But there's an odor there. I want that I would like, staff, our council would like, that carpet replaced within the next 30 days, not next year, not on my wish list. Whatever, put the budget together for that carpet to be replaced, and also to find out what that odor is in 107. 107, have you smelled it, Mike? No. It's not okay, is what I'm saying. If you go through there and you smell this, it's not okay. It's not okay for our restrooms not to be monitored, and people going through there checking to see if the toilets have been cleaned. It's not okay if they're dirty. If that's your money-making venue, let's treat it as such. But right now, that carpet needs to go tomorrow.
So let's incorporate that into this motion.
Into this motion, yes.
Okay. So the
30
motion will
days.
include, should I continue, Mr. City Manager, or you want more wording? Or
No. Well,
I know you like more words.
Sorry. Yeah, no, council member, it's great, and not looking for more words. I'm actually just looking for some
I was
numbers.
joking.
No,
Numbers?
I'm just looking for some numbers because
Whatever it takes.
Mr. Whittaker, well,
Can't give him a blank check.
I need right now it's at 9.7 for the CIP, 9.7 million. We'll have to finagle and figure out how to reduce that or reallocate funds from one of those areas, but at
You don't
least.
need to reallocate, just put some money there because it needs to happen.
Okay.
You can't take, I don't want you to take money from a kid, Parks and Rec, where they need balls and things like that to do this. We have money.
Madam Mayor, if I can make a recommendation, I think the primary issue in the community center is on the west side, at least for now. There's probably issues elsewhere as we know, but to address the west side concerns, which incorporates room 107, recommendation would be to allocate another 300,000 to take care of the flooring. And then, of course, going into next fiscal, do a more thorough evaluation of the rest of the center.
So that means instead of 1.7, it's going to be 2.0?
It'd be an even 10, I believe, for the total. Is that correct?
Right.
Yeah.
It just and we don't need to evaluate that carpet. We just you have a signing authority. It's not going to cost $75,000 to put that floor in.
Well,
Like replace that carpet in there.
it's not right. I don't think you're right, Mayor. It's not about the replacement though. If there is something that needs to be remediated, there's that extra cost,
That's
which is
in 107.
yes, ma'am. Which is kind of why I think Dr. Lennox was asking for 300,000. It's not going to cost 300,000 to put carpet or flooring in. It's the vapor barrier. There's ways that we're going to have to potentially remediate that and make sure and mitigate that there isn't any more odor. There's some type of removal process. We don't know what the cost is yet. So Mr. Whitaker's actually has quotes coming in as early as next week to give us those estimates, but we don't know. So we're just kind of shooting at the hip here and saying it's maybe 300,000.
Well, Madam Mayor, is that a high figure, 300,000? Because we as a council can say up to. Doesn't mean you have to spend it all.
Correct, but I was just looking for a dollar figure from you all.
Up to $300.
Well, you recommend it. Why don't you tell us if it's not 300,000, 350,000? Like I said, you don't have to spend it all.
Correct. Yes, sir. I just needed a dollar number that you all could give us that we can move forward on. So
that's just for the 107. The carpet is like
in the west carpet,
$5,000. It's not that. I mean, well, it's gonna cost more than
well,
that.
the floor. We're gonna do flooring because we're gonna remove the carpet.
Come out. What's in the restroom should flow into there. Okay.
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
And that's a 30-day project.
Hope so.
Look at you.
I mean, that's barring that there's.
It doesn't take a.
Again, as long as there's no issues, we don't know what's underneath the carpet. It's
that hallway is just
concrete.
It's just dirty. It's nothing up under the one in the west wing because we replaced that.
We hope,
Robert, some time ago. It just needs to be replaced.
That would be great. So we
but
can,
the
and that would be
107 is a problem.
Madam Mayor, I think that the hallway that we have is the main thoroughfare of the community center of all of our seniors. That area is right near the restrooms that they utilize on a daily basis. We're looking at 400 or 500 seniors that go through that particular area. And so what I am saying is that I think that the carpet is a great idea to remove the carpet and actually put down tile in that particular area so that we don't have the carpet pulling in all of the dirt in regards to that particular area. And so
you agree with me of what you're saying.
I agree 100%.
But I don't want you to agree with me. I want you to be proactive in this in the future. Because your house, it wouldn't look like that.
That would be non-slip tile, of course.
Yes. Okay.
Non-slip
in the
tile.
restroom. So that's what I'm requesting, that we get that done ASAP. You say if 30 is too long, okay, 45. This does not. I'll hire a contractor and do it for you. Okay. So that's my request. That we take care of that ASAP. Better now than. And my bishop here he's flipping home so he can do it real fast. He flipped the entire house in 30 days, so knocked out walls, put in floors, sinks, cabinets, and everything else. So it can be done, right, Bishop? Thank you. Thank you very much. So that's my request. Exactly. So that's an amended request, motion?
Yes. The motion is as stated, and we'll add that to it. So where was I when I was
You're in the restroom.
interrupted? I was at the Special Revenue Funds, Enterprise Funds, and Capital Improvement Programs, CIP Fund, to transfer funds between projects for the fiscal year 2025-2026 CIP budget and amend the fiscal year 2025-2026 CIP plan to add Public Works Project 1833, citywide street name sign replacement and transfer funds between projects, and improve, as the mayor explained, the issues at the community center need to be addressed. And if you recommend we allocate another $350,000 to be sure that we have enough,
You don't have to spend it.
then the motion will include that as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There's a motion, and I second it, and we talked about it, and we can go vote. If you need some help, Bishop will help. It's working?
Is
No. Oh, yes, it is. Yay. No wonder it's not working.
Did
Vote is
everybody vote?
unanimous. Motion carries.
Item number 30 is consider local and uncontested.
29, Madam Mayor.
29.
29 of
Yeah.
you guys kept me on one too long.
Sorry, this will be brief, but I think it's important. Madam Mayor, item 29 is to consider the adoption of resolution number 26-018, requesting the transfer of the county street lighting district to the city of Carson. This will be provided by our energy and sustainability officer, Rita Culture, and it'll come very quickly. But this is something that I know that Mayor Pro Tem Hicks also was advocating, had been advocating for a while. So.
Okay, thank you, Mr. City Manager, Madam Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, council members. Tonight's item is about the administration of the existing street lighting district in Carson. Staff is bringing forward a process that would allow the city to manage the program locally instead of through the county. And over the next few slides, I'll briefly walk through who manages street lighting today and what the proposed process would involve. So street lighting in Carson is managed in 3 different ways. The first and the largest group consists of lights owned and maintained by Southern California Edison, but administered through the county lighting district. There are about 6,400 street lights within this category. There are also lights that the second group of lights are SCE owned and administered through the city. And then the third group of lights are SCE owned and maintained owned and maintained by the city, and those include some street lights, some park lighting, facility lighting, and decorative lighting. And today's action focuses only on the first category, the county-administered lights, and does not change how the city manages the other lighting systems in the city. So today, the county administers the entire lighting district program for the streetlights in the district, and that includes financial management, preparing the engineer's report, handling legal noticing requirements, and coordinating with SCE. The majority of the streetlights within the district are owned and maintained by SCE, and that would remain the same after the transition. The city is not, again, taking ownership of the physical street lighting assets. Property owners in Carson fund this district, but again, administration decisions are made by the county. What would change is who administers the program, not who maintains the infrastructure. Okay. So this map shows the footprint of the county lighting district within Carson. The shaded areas represent the properties that participate in and fund the district. As you can see, the district covers a substantial portion of the city, including residential neighborhoods, commercial corridors, and mixed-use areas. There are over 20,000 parcels that are already included in the county lighting maintenance district. Because the district is so widespread, the services affects most residents and businesses, even though many may not realize it is administered outside of the city. And this really helps illustrate why aligning administration locally is going to be important. Additionally, you may notice that some areas are not currently included in the district. Those properties still receive street lighting service, but are outside of the existing assessment boundary. If the process moves forward, staff may evaluate those areas in a future phase to determine whether inclusion is appropriate. However, no changes to those parcels are being proposed as part of this initial transfer. So funding and fiscal structure. Again, our focus is on that first group that I highlighted. The county lighting district is funded by 2 primary revenue sources. First, a portion of the 1% property tax collected from properties within the district is already allocated to support street lighting service. And this is part of the existing tax distribution formula and is not a new tax. Second, properties within the district also pay a small special assessment that appears as a separate line item on their property tax bill and is dedicated specifically to landscaping and lighting services. And the amounts shown here are what residents and businesses are already paying today. And again, tonight's action does not change those amounts. It only considers local administration of the program. I will also note that the district is financially stable. Annual revenues currently exceed operating costs, and the district maintains a fund balance of over $15 million. These funds are restricted and can only be used for lighting district purposes, such as operation, maintenance, future improvements, and if the administration transfers, those funds would also transfer to the city. So why manage this locally? As I've shared, the lighting district is administered outside of the city, even though it serves the Carson residents. And because of that structure, coordinating lighting and roadway work, utilities, and development review is taking longer than the city would like. By managing the program locally, the city can coordinate directly and improve timing during plan check and capital projects. It also gives the city the flexibility to prioritize lighting and implement efficiency upgrades and related improvements. And the city would either perform the administrative work in-house or use a qualified consultant to assist us in the interim. If approved, the city council would review the annual report, guide future improvements, and set priorities based on the community needs. And again, I want to emphasize that the city is not requesting to take over the electrical system. This SCE will continue to own and maintain the street lighting infrastructure. And this is just a change in program oversight, not the infrastructure ownership. There's also a state law that requires us to provide a property owner's notice and a ballot process before any transition can occur. So next steps. So today's action begins a structured process. If approved, staff would first issue a request for proposals to retain a qualified consultant to assist us with the technical and legal requirements for the transfer of the district. The consultant would prepare the engineer's report, which would analyze the district boundaries, funding structure, and benefit methodology, and confirms that the assessments are proportional to the services that it will be providing. And then once the work is completed, property owners within the district would receive a mailed ballot, notice and ballot as required by Prop 218. Okay, and the city, again, wouldn't assume administration unless the ballot process is successful and no majority protest exists. If the property owner process is successful, the city would then coordinate the administrative transition from the county. The overall timeline is estimated at approximately 9 to 12 months. And the adoption of resolution number 26-018 does not immediately transfer the district and does not commit the city to final implementation. It just authorizes staff to begin the required process. So with that, that concludes my presentation, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Any questions from my colleagues?
Okay.
Jim is it's working. Councilman Deere.
Thank you. Two questions. One is the county of Board of Supervisors have to approve this as well. Is that correct?
That's correct. So
are they on board to do that? Have you got that staff information?
So we have been in contact with the county staff folks that work on this. Later on in the process, there will be a joint resolution that has to be approved by the city and the county. We're not at that step yet, but during the next between now and the next 9 to 12 months, that'll be part of the process, and that will come back to the city council.
But they've not indicated any opposition?
Not from the staff level, no. And
what
this
about
has been,
the political level, the 5 supervisors?
I will say that there was at least 2 other cities that went down this path, and they were successfully able to detach and create their own districts.
I see. So that's good. The second question is, the way you outlined it it's very clear, but I still want a further clarification. Sure. It sounds like the way you described it, the administration of this district, shifting from the county to the city, is going to cost the city some funds to do that because we have staff time, et cetera. Is there the revenue from the district will be coming to the city instead of the county at that point? I mean, would that be covered? It won't. In other words, bottom line, it won't cost the taxpayers of Carson any more money if we make this transition.
That's correct. Initially, we'll need to use the department's budget to do the initial engineering report. But then subsequent to that, once if it gets approved, the district will be self-sufficient.
I see. Okay. Thank you. That's good news. Thank you very much. That's all I have, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, MPG.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. To the staff, to Rita, thank you for that comprehensive report. This is something that I was hoping we can start the process because we always have problems with our street lights in our city, and it takes them forever to come and fix them. So we need to be able to maintain and do what we need to do our own in-house. So thank you for allowing this to take place. And it's just the first step. It's the first step that many that need to be done around here. With that being stated, I waive further reading and adopt resolution number 2618, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Carson, California, requesting the transfer of the administration of the County Lighting Maintenance District 1697 and detachment of the Carson Zone from County Lighting District Landscaping and Lighting Act 1.
Second.
Been moved and properly second. Any further conversation? Hearing none, please cast your vote.
The vote is unanimous. Motion carries.
Thank you. Now I'm on item number 29.
30?
30. 30. That's uncontested appointments to the city commissions and boards. On the Human Relations Commission, I'd like to appoint Stacy, last name is Simpson, Simpson. That's for the Human Relations. For the youth, for the Public Works Commission, I'd like to move up John Holloway from the alternate 2 to the vacant position that I have in Public Works. For the Youth Commission.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
There's no vacancy on Public Works.
My picture says under Ryan Nichols, it says vacant LDH on the sheet that I'm looking at. So if it's not one, I can't appoint him.
Okay.
On this sheet, you want to see it? But on your sheet, it's not one?
No, on mine, it's full. This is as of February 17th.
Yeah, my copy is the same, Madam Mayor, as the city clerk.
Oh, well, they were trying to trick me, huh? Okay, well, next time.
Do you want to remove?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'd like to know who's been attending, though. We had a meeting. Did we have a meeting through our city manager to our public works director?
Yes, ma'am. We had a meeting last month or this month.
No. Then to the youth commission, I'd like to appoint Nathania Zuleta, Zulueta, Zuleta, to the youth commission. I have a vacancy. And I have an alternate position, youth commissioner, Blanca Huntley Beckley. Are you familiar with them? You're not? Oh.
What was Blanca's last name?
Blanca is Beckley, Hunter Beckley. She has an application in for a youth commissioner. Mr. Director, pass these over to him. And that is my motion.
And I'll make a motion to ratify the mayor's appointments.
It's moved and properly second. Please cast your vote.
The vote is unanimous. Motion carries.
Did my colleagues have any additions that they'd like to add at this time?
Mine are complete, Madam Mayor.
Bishop? You have a few. Thank you. Next is, oh, we already did 31.
Oral communications.
All communications, non-agendized items.
From the public.
Madam City Clerk.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Denise Wilson. Good evening, Denise. You'll have 3 minutes.
Alrighty, thank
Hi,
you.
Denise.
Hi, my name's Denise Wilson. Good evening, everyone. I'm a parent of twins that attend Broadacres Elementary School. I serve as the chairperson of the PTO at Broadacres. I'm also the LA Unified School District Family Advisory Council for Board District 7, and I'm here to address a serious concern regarding the drop-off area for the children at Broadacres Elementary School, located at East Kramer and Grandee Avenue. My children have been going to Broadacres for 5 years, and this has been our drop-off point. Today was a car accident. Thankfully, no one was seriously injured, but this is the first time. This was not the first time that incidents have happened, and to address these safety concerns, I request a survey of the drop-off area. We believe that several changes could enhance safety significantly. Installing a marked crosswalk to guide children safely on East Kramer Drive and Grandee Ave. And then relocating the crossing guard that is a block away from the gate at Kramer and Anmark, again to East Kramer and Grandee Ave. And then we also want to establish a valet system where we can drop off our children safely and work with the volunteers. So I urge you to take action on the matter so we can ensure that our children at Broadacres are dropped off safely. And thank you.
Thank you for coming. I think
Thank you.
MPT has a concern about that as well.
Yeah, because the car accident was my son.
Yeah, right.
He was in the accident this morning.
Right, right.
And the parent was parked on the street, just as opposed to looking at the traffic, just from the curb, just went out in the traffic and hit the side of the car.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
the city manager requesting crossing guards, what we need to have in place that is not there, and it's become another issue, and the deputy left, that at the corner of Termont and Broadacres, they are not stopping at the stop sign. The stop sign means go to them, so they just run through it all day long. So they need to have an hot spot, and I forgot the motorcade is needed, but thank you for bringing that up.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Have you worked with the principal there to get the volunteers involved? Because I know they used to have volunteers out there assisting in the drop-off area.
Right. So we did get signs put up recently, like within the last week, and so that was a good move. But there still needs to be the crossing guard moved down. I believe would definitely help, and a designated crosswalk and a valet system just to get them out of there and out the way. Yeah. All right.
City manager, we
Thank
hear you loud and clear.
All right.
Thank you, Denise. The next speaker is Loretta Graham Gay. Okay, they may be gone. And Sheila Richardson. Oh, sure. Okay.
Good afternoon, City Council and Mayor Holmes. This is a brief handout from the previous handout that we did concerning the JTPA. I'm glad that the numbers that Mr. Jefferson, excellent, excellent, excellent. I know that City Council is glad to know that you're doing well as well. I'd like you to slip over to page 2 where it says the expenses, and I like to have City Council review the information, details, and specifics. As we discussed, everyone is preparing for the Olympics, and I think the City of Carson is doing a wonderful job in doing so as well. And I'd like to take the time to ask you to look at the information, review the information. Exclusive Systems will do its best to complete any project that is agreed upon in a timely manner and complete the task before the launch date. Most importantly, any approval of RFP will indeed be with your recommendation, Mayor, and most importantly, with agreement by all City Council signing off on each and every one. And I do have licensed contractors as well that can communicate with your staff, as well as any other additions or changes in the request that you'd like to make at a timely manner on another agenda to go through the whole thing in its entirety. We can. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sheila.
Madam Mayor, I have a question.
Sure.
Did you meet with staff on this proposal already?
No, not yet, because that can't be done until City Council has an approval to sign off on it. But we did I did bring it to the City Council December 3rd, that first week, and we went through it a little bit, but it needs to be put on agenda if we can, with your permissions, to go ahead and address it in its entirety.
I think the city manager needs to explain to you the process for getting these items under consideration. There's a process, but you started at the top. And so they will decide if it warrants something that the city is involved in through our purchasing process and RFP and everything else. So
I understand.
Yeah, so it will only be on the agenda if they say it's something that
if
we
it's going to be an
need.
approval.
So that's where you start with the process of putting in a proposal, and he will explain the process to you, or our assistant city manager over here. He will explain the process to you. Okay.
All right, no problem. I just put that information together for you, and I have a copy for city manager as well that I did email, and I know finance and Mr. Treasurer and yourself can conclude if you want to say it's a go.
Well, they will decide whether it moves forward.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I feel very warm. Lynette is my good friend. I've known her for years, and I know she frequents service with you. Charles Queen's my good friend. He knows Monica. He said, be sure and you let Monica know at City Council that I said hello. And Lynette and I have been friends since 1986.
My church mate.
All right.
Okay, thank you. All communicate. I'm sorry, who else?
That was it, Madam Mayor. That concludes oral communications.
Thank you. Council members' requests for future agendas. Oral communications, council members. Okay, I have MPT that's queued up.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I have a thank you to give to Public Works Department. Thank you for the fence line that's been put up on Delamo, that the fence is up.
Thank you.
Thanking them for the sidewalks being installed at Santa Fe in District 3. Thank you for the actual street lights are on Delamo. We have light now as we drive down Delamo from Avalon to Wilmington. The lights are on. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay.
Question to the city manager, to the staff. The facade improvement program for the Carson and Santa Fe strip mall area. We've been working on this. It's been over a year and a half now. Just wanted to find out where we are with the status and how soon can we implement that program. Next is status on Mills Park. Can we bring back a report to this body on what's taking place with Mills Park and the next step? So I have my residents there trying to have a town hall meeting this coming Monday. They just need to know more about what's happening at Mills Park. And my last is camera installation at all of our major intersections. I know we did some movement around of some funds this evening, but it's real imperative that we get these cameras up in our intersections. We've been having some hot issues this past weekend, and for the last couple of weeks, there's been some hot issues, and want to make sure that we have the cameras up so we can identify who's coming into this community. I'm
I
complete.
know we caught one person, but
Yeah, we caught one.
there's many more.
Many more.
Okay, is that it, MPT?
Yes, that's it.
Dr. Hilton?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This is my time to request future items on the agenda. No, just I want to request if the city can lower the flag to have staff and honor the contribution of Reverend Jesse Lewis Jackson for the rest of this Black History Month. Jesse Jackson fundamentally transformed the landscape for African American elected officials by expanding the Black electorate, building multicultural rainbow coalition alliances, and proving that Black candidates could compete and win on national stages. Through his 1984 and 1988 presidential campaign, he registered millions of new voters and increased turnout in key states, creating political momentum that helped elect a new generation of Black mayors, members of Congress, and state leaders across the country. He also pushed the Democratic Party towards a stronger commitment to civil rights, economic justice, and inclusion, laying critical groundwork that later benefited leaders such as Barack Obama. And Jesse Jackson is widely credited with turning protests into political power and opening up doors that reshaped American politics. So I would, we could be the first city, since tonight is the night of first, we could be the first city to hold the flag at half staff. That will be, I don't know if that needs to go on a future agenda, but I wanted to make that request, Madam Mayor, tonight. Also, that was one request. I also want to say I've been selected as the Assembly District 65 Unsung Hero honoree, and I will be heading to Sacramento on Monday to receive this honor on the Assembly floor from Assemblymember Mike Gibson, and I look forward to representing Carson and the mighty District 1. And then my other announcement is District 1, I'm having a town hall meeting, and it will be held on Thursday, March 12th at 6:30 p.m. at Stevenson Park in Carson. And again, we're bringing City Hall to you that evening, so come out and hear from our Public Works, our Parks and Recreation, our Public Safety, and our Sheriff. And if we are in the good graces, we might even have a guest appearance from our mayor. For additional information, please call my field aide, KW, at 562-578-4678. And we look forward to serving you and look forward to seeing you there.
Make sure that's on my calendar to my new Lulu girl. Okay. Someone else is queued up. Arlene, what happened? Oh. Queue up again, guys. I know. Yes, please.
Yes, so I met with the Philippine Consulate of Los Angeles and also the Philippine LA28 Olympic Committee. So I want to thank the city manager and the deputy city manager, Armene. I forwarded the information, and hopefully we can collaborate with the Republic of the Philippines and the city of Carson for our LA28 Olympic Games. And then my last message is I have a town hall meeting coming up next week, Wednesday, February 25th. It will be at our new or refurbished Focia Park. So that's February 25th at 6:30 p.m. And we'll discuss public safety, street repairs, and our community concerns. So please come out for that. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Councilman Deere.
Yes, thank you. I'd like to announce that the Lions Club International, which is the largest service club in the world, located in 240 countries in the world, has chosen out of all the Carson citizens, the Citizen of the Year is none other than John Holloway, who's in our audience tonight. John, will you please stand up? Don't be shy. Give him a hand. Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'm complete.
Oh, thank you. I have a couple of questions, and I've asked this before. What is the status of the Marriott Hotel that's supposed to be ready by the time the Olympics arrive? I haven't seen any dirt moving. I haven't seen any facelifts for the restaurant.
Yeah, we haven't had any update, Madam Mayor, since our last communication, which was when they were requesting something from the city.
Can we reach out to them and see what
Sure.
their plan is?
Yeah, well, Nathan will be happy to do that. I know they were supposed to be coming back to us with a revised rendering, and I haven't seen anything.
Because there's, I know when I met with Nathan, that area popped up as a potential restaurant site for where the old buffet was, and then I'd like to schedule a meeting with you, Nathan, and probably JR to talk about the Goodyear blimp site. There's some interest in it. I know it's contaminated. Is that not JR? Who is that? Okay, you? Okay. So we want to meet with the developer about the blimp site. I was meeting with them today, and there's some interest in coming to Carson. So Nathan, I'd like a list of all the vacant properties that are large.
Understood, and will do.
Thank you. And we can share that with our city manager and our assistant, but I will schedule that meeting with you. Very interested in coming to Carson.
Is it the 150? I'm sorry.
And also, but they're interested in coming to Carson. Goodyear blimp. To Arminate, did we reach out to the hotels, one or two that we have in Carson, to see if they would partner with us on booking up their rooms or anything for the Olympics? Have you reached out to them?
Not yet, Mayor. We will be. Just the same way we will also be reaching out to some of our neighboring communities and their tourism districts to pull together all the hotel rooms, not only in our city and also nearby.
Okay, I want to send you some, I'll send it to you, some suggestions or whatever.
Absolutely.
Okay. I think staff, anything from you?
Just wanted to make a quick note, Madam Mayor, that since we're again talking about first, I was happily to be able to announce that I've been selected as the City Manager of the Year in the nation under the Government Business Review. So that'll be coming out in the nation.
The nation.
In the nation. And the world.
Oh, that is so awesome. That is so awesome.
So that will be presented in April. They're doing a little expose. So they'll probably have you all being interviewed to speak something positive, hopefully, about me. And then they'll they'll produce the magazine and the article as well. So.
Should we tell them, well, you need to come talk to me about how important this is. I need to go shopping.
Understood, Madam Mayor. Understood.
Well, congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you.
You see how many people have got their eyes on Carson? Before we were the buffoonery city. I can't believe this. I can't believe it. Thank you so much. We were firing city managers left and right. Some of them ink didn't even dry on the paper, and they were out of here. So thank you. That is awesome.
Thank you.
No, you can't have a raise. That is awesome. Thank you.
And if I could, one last tidbit, not really city business, but just wanted to thank you, Madam Mayor and Council, for allowing me to exit the city for a couple of days while my daughter was able to participate in the halftime Super Bowl show. And then she just completed the All-Star NBA game over the
Awesome.
weekend. So
Very good.
exciting times for her too. So just wanted to shout out
Alright.
to my baby,
Shout out to your baby. What's her name?
Eden.
Hi, Eden. Look at your proud daddy.
Yeah. So,
Look at
yeah.
daddy. That is so awesome. Okay, well, that's good news. Memorial adjournments.
Madam Mayor,
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry.
everyone's getting these
I-
awards of the year. We have the first birthday of the year,
Yay.
and PT's birthday. Yes.
Let-
Happy birthday.
Luther, let's sing.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Cha cha cha.
Happy birthday,
dear Cedric.
PT.
Happy birthday to you.
What you got to say to that?
Happy birthday.
Thank you, everybody.
Luther. What's up? Sing to me, Luther. Who? Someone else had queued up. Was it? I got Arlene, Dr. Hilton. You spoke. All these are lit up. So that's it. I said what I had to say. Memorial adjournments.
Okay, these are the names that I received. Judge Beckton Jr., Hayun Suk House.
Oh, the father.
This. Okay, I'm just. The paper says junior.
I know. It made me say, wait a minute.
Okay, so I get
Didn't
with
close the hole.
staff. My apologies. Put the wrong man in the grave. Okay. Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. and Don Backstrom.
Thank you, my bishop.
To pray. Father, thank you for your incredible kindness to all of us. We pray for these families. We pray that you would hold near and dear to your promise. Never leave us comfortless. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Madam Mayor, I just
Yes.
wanted to shout out, I think his name is Uchenna.
Uchenna?
He did a pick six at the end. He's Carson's own, and he for the Super Bowl, the Seahawks, and just excited that Carson, brought home from Delamo Park, brought home the ring. So he had a pick six in the Super Bowl. We're super excited
He'll
about
be
it.
here next meeting.
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to honor him next meeting, Doctor. So
That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
Uchenna. Isn't that awesome?
Awesome.
Delamo Park in the house.
I want to shout out Carnegie's flag football team. They won the championship this week, and my daughter was playing on the championship team, their flag football team.
All right. Awesome. Well, is that it? Well, this meeting is adjourned.